Bad Boy Entertainment lives. What's going on, baby? Haha, New York. We got one, New York. We got one. Say, everybody, I'm over here to the side right now. Let me take this off for a minute. I ain't know if I was gonna have to walk the walk of shame. I knew. We knew. Oh man, let me tell you. Diddy only got sentenced to 50 months. I'm outside here. I'm over to the side. Like I said, there's too much pandemonium going on for me. You know what I mean? A lot of people feeling a certain way right now. You know what I mean? Shout out to my bad boy brother up in the courtroom right now. Little BBE, man. What's going on, baby? Shout out to the kids, Mama Combs. She gonna get to see her son again, hopefully. So listen, man, I'm live out here, man. I'm on my Jesus shit right now. I had to come down here like this on my cam shit real quick. So listen, there was a whole bunch of things that was said today or whatever, but I wanna emphasize this. Diddy was only sentenced to 50 months, which is 4.5 years. There's a lot of time right now that's already been counted. So ultimately what's gonna happen here is if he goes through a set of certain programs or whatever, listen, I don't have to look this up at all. I know this by heart. He's going to have to go through a certain set of programs or whatever now to deduce him for the time he has to serve there. Now, thanks. He's going to have to deduce some of the time that he's doing or whatever the case may be by doing these programs and all this stuff or whatever, but it will happen for him. So ultimately, I don't think Puff is going to really have to do good. I don't think Puff is going to really be in that hard of a area like that or whatever. I want to give a shout out to all my bad boy brothers. It was calling me, checking in on me, trying to get the temperature, what's going on. You know what I mean? Shout out to T, Courthouse, a couple other people, whatever. Love y'all, man. Y'all gonna give me a second to share this, man. I'm trying to make it through this little streaming things. Y'all pardon me, I'm on a Bobo phone right now. I'm gonna pick up my new phone, but I had to be down here first for y'all. So y'all gonna have to wave with me. Ain't no 4K and nothing like that today. Listen, man, I am ecstatic. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. As y'all pull in to see it right on the rebroadcast or whatever. I'm ecstatic right now. I really am. Pardon me.
Yes, sir.
I am really ecstatic right now. Let me get to the side here. I'm gonna talk to y'all. So like I said, I've been down here just combing the lines. You feel what I'm saying? Like, let me see what's going on. Let me check the temperature. So yeah, they upset. That's why I've been saying to the side here. Because I don't want to go over there. I make people upset when I show up. They're like, what a bad boy motherfuckers down here. Yup. So I've been on to the side today, you know what I mean? Just watching things as they progress. So like I said, a lot of people are upset he only got 50 bucks. Like that motherfucker. I'm gonna take y'all over here and let y'all see in a second here, the crowd or whatever. It's kind of crazy out here. So I've been standing over to the side mostly. The news crews, as you know, are moving out of here. Give me 2 seconds. Guys, I'm just sharing this. Give me a second. Let me share this. Hit the like button. Make sure how you doing. Make sure you hit the like button, all that stuff. I'm sharing this. As y'all know, I always have way more people than this in here. All over here right now. But they really upset. You know what I mean? A lot of people are upset. I've been here since early or whatever. I didn't go live because you know, of course, a lot of these bloggers down here know who I am. That's one of the pivots of having so many followers or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? Is it come with the territory. So as soon as I would have went live, there was at least 10 different bloggers that would have seen that I was live and knew where I was at, when I was at, and if I wanted to get offline. You know what I'm saying? So if you follow what I'm saying here, I waited a little bit to see what the conclusion was. Let me a second, guys. I'm trying to get across the street here. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Y'all make sure y'all tap in, share my live, man. Share my live. Y'all know how to do it. I don't know what it is, man. Sometimes this thing jumps off, and then sometimes it just be like slow as ever. So it works on you guys sharing the live, hitting the like button, all that. I appreciate y'all hitting that like button too. It was a whole litany of different things. Let me point on some pointers. One of them I didn't. It almost made my stomach hurt was when I heard the girls were crying, where they were asking and playing with the judge for a lighter sentence. And I was like, wow, man, the girls are crying. These are young girls, man. They're 18 years old, the twins are. And so that kind of upset me. You know what I mean? That's one. But evidently, some contribution from not only the girls and other people speaking for Puff today, you know what I'm saying, made things happen. Like I said, There's a lot of people right now who probably won't even want to watch this live or the rebroadcast of it because they're upset. You feel me? It is what it is. Like I said, man, I've been down here since early. I've been down here since early. I just been, you know what I mean, combing the lines, man. That's it. You know what I mean? It's bad boy shit, whatever. But it is what it is, man. So now that this shit is over, where do we go from here? Well, I'll tell you where we go from here. Y'all know, and by the time you see this, how long time we got and everything like that, right? But where do we go from here? I'm gonna tell you where we go from here. Where we go from here is we start combing the streets and combing these cases to see if these girls are actually telling the truth. And to what perception they're telling the truth. You understand? And what it seems like is a lot of these girls down here are lying, you know what I mean? Or exaggerating for a cash out. So, like I told you, man, if you want my response, as far as Bad Boy Entertainment go, as far as the logo and everything else go, man, I'm real happy right now, baby. I'm real happy right now. You understand? Yeah, I'm real happy right now. Can you tell? So, yeah, man. So, like I said, I'm gonna give you guys a little view in a second here. I'm just kind of like, I don't want to be on nobody's camera. Like, fuck that shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm all set. For real. Go over here. Go over to the player session.
Let's go.
Y'all excuse me. So we still, like I said, we down here, whatever. Y'all see me. Yeah. Don't hit me with that sign, B. So we down here, man. Like I said, I ain't really, let me take this off real quick. I ain't really, all day today, I've been like this because I'm like, yo, I don't want nobody's camera. You know, I had the problem last time I was on somebody's camera, so I don't want to be on nobody's camera. But if y'all ask me how I feel, because I know a lot of people want to know that, I feel like, man, it's victorious, baby. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. Like, in the scope of things, he could have been doing like 20 years, you know what I mean? And like, I know people that mess with kids that do less time than that. I don't know them, but you get what I'm saying? So it's like, when you put him in the measure of Harvey Weinstein, who subsequently had a trial going on at the same time at the height of Puff's trial, right just minutes from here. Nobody was really interested. He had a mistrial, in fact, to be specific about it. And now he's going to be retried again for the third time for his New York State charges. So, you know, you got this guy from Abercrombie and Fitch. They decided to send him over to a nut house because he just forgot about everything that he did. You know what I mean? You know, messing with little boys and stuff. The four guys that were real estate guys, that were Russian kids, they're down in Florida right now. So you got a lot of these guys that are running around or whatever. And I know some of them specifically goes to conspiracy theory. Those are three that you can stand. This is justice for Biggie and Tupac. He has something to do with both. 50 months? You think that's justice? 4.5 years? You can't count too bad, huh? I told you, man. No, Shorty said, this is justice. This is justice. Depends on, ma'am, how you define justice. How do you define justice? What's your name, Alvin? Hey, what's up, Alice? Hey, y'all shared a lot, man. Get me up in here, man. I'm on my cam shit right now. Yo, listen, man. Shit is funny out here, man. Niggas is feeling certain types of ways. I've been down here the whole time, though, man. I just now, like, what, 4 minutes, 7 minutes? Yeah, y'all getting in here. But anyway, make sure y'all hit the like button or all that. The police just took off for some reason or another. I don't know why. Yeah. Anyway, man, listen, I got my new phone, too. I got to go pick it up. So I'm trying to meet that. I bet. You already know. Like, listen, man, the energy is different. You know what I mean? It's real different, B. It's real different. People's packing up, leaving. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. But if you say he got justice, be 50 months, that ain't shit. You know what I mean? I know dudes is hustlers to get 50 months. You know what I'm saying? 50 months, you can sleep that off. You know, so get in there, get a good regimen, get you in the program. I mean, ultimately, that's what he can do to, shorten some of his time. Get involved in programs, be a model citizen in the prison system, and, all that stuff right there, whatever. But if you ask me how I feel as far as like, and I'm different from the rest of these bloggers down here. None of these people have been in the music industry as far as I know, and none of that. We directly linked with this. So I want to say it one more time. I ain't worried about no views and nothing like that. I want to give a shout out to all my bad boy brothers, man, that cool with me today and shouted out to me, man. I had a good time with y'all at BK, with Designer, you know what I'm saying, and the crew down there, whatever. So down at the market down there, you know what I mean? So upon reconnecting with them, and some of them I hadn't seen in a very long time, and there's a video on my page here, y'all can go check out. It's about like a month ago. We was all, I'm gonna say I was contemplating, yo, it's over. You know what I mean? And when I mean it's over, I mean like ain't nobody coming back from this 20 years, you feel me? So it's like for me, man, for me personally, I was just like, yo, I was more embellished in the fact of, yo, this is a possibility. If you get 20 years, it's over, son. Ain't nobody talking about the records no more. It's a whole, you know what I mean? It's a whole different view. We did at that point, so we just made sure that we, you know what I mean, convened on certain shit. So with the fact that he only got 50 months, like I'm happy about that. I ain't even gonna hold you. Well, you take what he can get 50 months for Diddy, like 50 years, trust me, he's suffering. You know, sir, that's a problem I have. You know what I mean? Like, listen, if you black or you Latino and you got a son that's brown, right? Say if it was your son up in here. See what I'm saying? Now it ain't funny. Now you need everybody's prayers and shit, right? See that? I ain't want to even curse. You know what I mean? Now I got to curse. But if it was your son or your nephew or something like that, and he was up in this courtroom right here, you'd be like, yo, free such and such. He ain't do nothing. See what I'm saying? But you talking about, yo, I want him to suffer. I mean, it depends on what your definition of that is. Anybody will be suffering to a certain degree in a prison system. You're missing your people and everything like that. Your suffrage is defined by that, I guess. But I'm trying to figure out what your personal investment is. That's a peculiar part I be trying to figure out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, I'll give you an example. In about the course of 2.5 hours, I'm gonna be with some stars. You know what I'm saying? Current stars. Now, you on the other hand ain't. You gonna be at McDonald's around about 10 o'clock for that shift. You understand what I'm saying? Pulling in at 4 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your reality, and I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm saying, like, how do you invest in having a conversation about a world that you know nothing about? That's like me being a plumber talking about, I want to talk about in depth about mechanics. Makes no sense, right? All right, so I don't know if it's just me or what the fuck it is, but it's some symmetry there that ain't adding up, you know what I mean? So for me today, man, yeah, man, I'm happy, man. I'm happy. I think a lot of people are upset. I think a lot of shit ain't come out the way people wanted it to. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm your mother's boyfriend. Tell her to leave my shit in the microwave. Nigga said, who is this person? I'm the one that actually worked with the company, you dickhead. Anyway, yo, it be corny, right? What's going on? Jalen, what's happening, man? I appreciate you, man, throwing my cash app up in there and all that. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Like I said, this ain't for likes and nothing like that. Give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna do a broader live later, like trust me, like I'm gonna do a broader joint. I just wanted to catch it right now with the moment so I can get everybody's reaction, everybody's feelings, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Niggas out here is feeling a certain type of way, I'm trying to tell you. They only got 50%, motherfucker! You know what I'm saying? Thought it was over, I thought it was a wrap, huh? So as far as the company's concerned, man, I'm happy. Everybody's legacy stays intact. That includes the artists from Bad Boy. That includes my reputation. That includes my brethren's, their reputations. You know what I'm saying? I just seen Mace, what was it, Saturday night? Shout out to Mace. No, this was Wednesday night. He was up at the Rooster. So shout out to him. If anybody know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. He was at the Rooster in the blue Lambo. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of people's history that was attached to this whole thing that a lot of y'all ain't privy to or nothing like that. One of the people that testified in here that wasn't an artist, Vasta, you know what I'm saying? Her history is attached to this. So, you know, after 17 years of going through this or being through this or whatever, working with people and having friends that are long-term friends, people I'm happy to see. When I see them, I ain't seen them in a long time. You know, personally, from the bottom of my heart, I don't give a fuck how you feel no more. It's over. Don't worry about it. I'll go back and edit it out later. I don't give a fuck what you think no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers say, right, what about justice for the girl? What justice? The bitch got $30 million. What justice? You scared for your life. Listen, I would have made more believable if you would have wrote the letter with your intention of saying, yo, judge, I want you to agree. But see, this was the problem. When you get people that come in, right, and they start trying to write grievance letters 3 days, 4 days, 5 days before the citizen is supposed to start, right? You've run into a little pivot here because it's like you had a month and a half. You had the whole summer. You had the whole summer, Cassie, to write a letter. Judge, I feel this way, I feel that way. I know you're spending money. You got things to do. I feel you. You're spending money, you got things to do. Got to get that Birkin, got to get that coach back. Things got to happen. You got a new, I see you got the new Corvette joint. That's good. That's good. You spend that bread. But to come back, man, 2 days, 3 days to write a letter talking about you fear for your life, that's I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I mean, were you in fear for your life a month and a half ago? You would have wrote the letter then. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? If you was in fear for your life, that means you were in fear for your life all the time, not sometimes, not possibly in the moment. All the time, you were in fear for your life. Even with 50 Cent, he just did a satirical take on it. Even with 50 Cent, he said the same thing. He was like, yo, he been terrorizing me for 20 years. At least he had some zest to it, you know what I mean? It was just the unfactual things a lot of people are putting out here nowadays. So about, oh, he was messing with kids, he was doing this, he was doing that. I think a lot of people are not familiar with who Miss Comey is, who was a prosecutor. Miss Comey, her father used to work for Trump. And the very opposite, I ain't gonna go specifically where, but you know what I'm saying? He's now been indicted, you know what I mean? So my point is, with all the connections and all the exonerations they got from prosecution, because make no mistake about it, without immunity, Cassie would have been what we call a co-defendant. So we don't talk about that part. Without the immunity, she would have been a co-defendant. Is that fair? I'll put it to you in better perspective. If Cassie and Diddy was from the high rises, right? And Cassie and Diddy was dependent on a public defender, Cassie and Diddy would have been co-defendants. So that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to be funny. I ain't trying to hurt nobody's feeling. It is what it is. She wasn't a great person, bro. And a lot of people try to put that. 50 months is better than 11 years. But do the crime, do the time. What's crime? Get male prostitutes brought through and pay them through a service? That's the crime. That's what he got charged with. So that's your imagination getting the best of you. You can't imagine he got... See, this is the problem with a lot of these conversations. A lot of people want to sit back and act like they can imagine that it happened a different way. No, it didn't happen a different way. It happened this way. All that racketeering is out of here. All that money laundering is out of here. All that's gone. You understand? Get that connected in your head. That's gone. It's eradicated. So now what you're left with is this prosecution based on these male prostitutes that's sitting around doing interviews for 2 or 3 G's a pop. Oh, you want to talk to me too? I'll tell you all about it. Yeah, so we was up there, we were slinging D to Cassie, right? That's the conversation. We were slinging D. You should, as a woman, you should be more offended by that. You should be more offended by a motherfucker get paid $3,000-$4,000. If you're offended by the crime itself, that's the premise here. If you're offended by the crime itself, then you should be offended by the participators getting online and talking about it in a fashion to make monetary gain. And I'm not saying screw the guys. You can tell whatever story you want to, but this just makes sense of it. People are subjective and have this like specific outrage when they want to have the outrage, but collectively it makes no sense. If you're against SA, you're against SA. I ain't with chicks getting touched and shit like that. I tell you that from the bottom of my heart. We'll beat the fuck out of you if you're around us. But if you're out here telling porcupines and lies, I can't rock with you. If you out here crying crocodile tears, I can't rock with you. And like I said, in a normal world, if they were from the high rises and both of them have representation of money or proper representation, they would have been co-defendants. Oh man, trust me, man. You ain't, listen, he said who outraged? That's what he said in the chat room. Let me tell you how it go. So right now, right, we in the shock era. Let me show you how this go. I've been covering stuff like this since Jonathan Majors. So before my ex-boss was up in here, we was doing this. So listen, there's a moment that goes by when you have a verdict, right? That moment usually takes about anywhere from 2.5 to 6 hours to really get the circulation going, right? Once it gets that circulation going on the airwaves or whatever, they'll proceed to talk about it. It used to be when I was in college, they used to call it, we're in a 10-day nation. So now they'll call it a 3-day nation, maybe a 24-hour cycle where you have a new story that exasperates and then they replace it with something else. So with that being said, right, the news cycle has to pick it up. It's brand new, it's fresh. Give it about 2.5 hours to 6 hours. It'll pick up. Everybody be talking about the shock. It's a shock era where everybody don't know what to say, how to say it, when to say it, or whatever. You have to go evaluate and grab some other factors or whatever. That's why I always take time. And y'all notice I ain't quick to jump on something. Oh, guess what? This was no. I read statutes and stuff like that. Like, for example, Rule 404, Rule 404B. That long-ass statute is that took me almost an hour and 15 minutes to read to y'all. But do y'all remember it's worth every bit of it? Because inside the statute, there's also other articles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, So you have to read those separate because they go in conjunction with each one. And that's how a defense man or a prosecutor man can do either or and play kind of like ping pong between the both. They can utilize them in their own strategic ways. So when I talk about Cassie could have possibly been a co-defendant, I really mean that. You know, there's a lot of other people, including some of them other girls, that facilitated these things. We got, you know, ignoring what you got in front of you is one thing. You know what I'm saying? But I got two sisters. Let me tell you something. When I was younger, and some people are going to get offended by this, but my grandmother used to talk like this, right? When I was younger, my grandmother would be like, you better not bring them little whores over here. And she would say it just like that, I swear to God to you. And she would say that to my female cousins and them. And let me tell you, none of my female cousins had any side babies. They ain't out here struggling. I got a lot of girl cousins. They ain't out here struggling. They all got careers, you know what I'm saying? For my grandma, say, you better not bring them little whores over here. And a lot of other people in America, white polka dot or whatever, your grandmother knew how to spot out these motherfucking rotten motherfuckers too. There is a temperament, a type of women that are now using the court system to hustle. You understand what I'm saying? And as much as you want to ignore it, I'll take you back. Listen, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I love Johnny Depp. You understand me? You ain't never seen nobody more upset when they said, yo, listen, Amber Heard has said this. Amber Heard took a deuce in this man's bed. Now, I've been through a lot of arguments with women. And it ain't never concluded with you taking a deuce in my bed. This is the temperament, and she was the spearhead of the Me Too movement. So even her, she's not without error. See what I'm saying? So you have to start breaking down and dicing these stories up, and a lot of people are starting to see it. You got these chicks that are now cashing out. All women don't age the same way. Is that fair? Vanna White had been on The Price is Right since the creation of water. And they never had to replace Vanna White because Vanna White, she held up. Halle Berry, she held up. Angela Bassett, man, listen. Some women just hold up. You understand? Some women don't. Some men don't either. But I ain't in the men. So my point is, some of these girls, they get to a point where they can't do the modeling no more. You understand? So if you'd have spent the late 90s, you'd have spent 2005. This is the era which we come from. You know what I'm saying? Within the music industry. I go all the way up from 2001 all the way up to 2016 coming into 2017. So I even seen the transition of it. You understand, guys? So, and most people, they come to my channel for that or whatever. The point I'm getting at is here, these girls are cashing out. And it's a system of them. You hear them talk about it online or whatever the case may be. And a lot of people, they say, why you always got your emphasis on that? And you feel like you're bashing women. No. I'm not bashing women. What I'm doing is I'm getting the huzzies, the thoughts, the hip rap. I'm getting them out the way. So the real chicks that actually got sexually assaulted have some, you know what I mean? Some leadway in the court system. For real. And that should be the premise of all women. You understand? So if you complaining or you upset today or whatever about the verdict or whatever, I say to you this. Now what do you segue to? This was one case. Yet and still you got girls that can't wait till they turn 18 to be on OnlyFans nowadays. At one time, I remember Chris Rock said this on his comedy special. He said, yo, it used to be my main motive, your main motive as a father in life is to keep my daughter off the pole. Now the main motive in life is to keep your daughter off of OnlyFans. You know, you need an example? Bad Baby, the day she turned 18. Now peep this. Bad Baby, the day she turned 18, right? She made $1.4 million. Do you think that $1.4 million collectively came from a whole bunch of other 17 and 18-year-olds? I'll say it for you again if you missed it in the back. Do you think that a credit card was used to purchase a subscription for Bad Baby's OnlyFans? Do you think, honestly and truthfully, that came from a bunch of 17 and 18-year-olds? Nah, it was a whole bunch of 40, 35, possibly 55-year-old. Why don't you put your emphasis in that? Listen, ladies, if you really want to get a helm and you're really upset about sexual assault or you're upset just simply because of the verdict today, I advise you to reach out and do a couple of things. Number one, see the type of organizations you can join to fight against SA in America. That's what number one. If you're real about the advocacy versus trying to get likes and views, then you shouldn't have a problem with it. If you're real about the advocacy and you're not just for likes and views and circulation, then you should also want to do this. Make sure you go and mentor a young girl. Show her there's something different than Love and Hip Hop episodes. Show her there's something different than being out here and being a 13-year-old mother. Because you was a 13-year-old mother. Fair? So as you're asking the men to do their part, make sure you ladies start doing your part. I don't like this momentary, okay, this is the moment to talk about this. Okay, let's eclipse this conversation and let's talk. And that's how it fluctuates. You wasn't talking about this stuff with Diddy a week ago. You always talking about Charlie Kirk. I went to school for digital media. I know how news cycles work. And I know how these outlets are making y'all slaves to what you talk about. And the only way to fight against it is stop talking about what they want to talk about. You all do that in unison, they won't talk about it no more. You'll be the story. The major networks do the same thing. Listen, technically, terrestrial television, as you know it right now, started out as the Red and Blue Network. All right? Red and Blue Network were really just radio stations, to be honest with you. Later on, they started doing programming like plays and stuff like that or whatever. But in actuality, that's what they are. So give me 1 second. I got some motorcycles coming down here. Oh, this is a truck. Hold on 1 second. The prostitute, hold on 1 second. Alvin said the prostitute should have been charged and also made profit for prostitution, but they get loose and continue to break the law. That's what I'm trying to tell you about this pivot. Like, all these people got this fake morality or selective morality, and that's why I see through it. You know what I mean? Like, before I was in the entertainment industry, I was in the street, and there was certain things that, you know, the guys, I lived most of my life in Connecticut in between New York. You know what I mean? So the guys I came up around was Italian guys and Greek guys. 37% of Connecticut is Italian American. Just to give you you know what I mean? So especially on the shoreline, you know, my friends are like Papa Donacio, Vaco. I have another friend named Cinzia. They speak actual Italian. So this is my thing for me. When you got these women and they're doing these advocacies, they also have another advocacy behind the conjecture. And it's this. They say, well, the men need to do this, the men need to do that, the men need to do this, the men need to do that. I say, okay, that's cool. And it's easy to be a tool for correcting somebody else. You're not a whole total person until you can look in the mirror and correct yourself. Now, you do this on a regular basis and you don't even realize it. Ladies, when you're up in the morning, you're putting makeup on. Ladies, when you're up in the morning, you're fixing your hair. So you already have these moments of reflection. You just don't take advantage of it fully. And that's really what you're asking the men to do. You're asking them on a daily basis to reflect on things the same way that you do and the same aptitude that you do, but men are not built like that, so it'll never happen. So the only thing we have interest in and the only thing we can consolidate is ourselves as men in general, not women. So I'm not trying to be chauvinist, I'm not trying to be obnoxious, but what I'm trying to say to you is, if you really believe in these advocacies, if you really believe that, you know, women are doing wrong or whatever, continue your advocacy. Continue your advocacy. That's all I'm asking. Don't wait until next year. Don't wait until the next event. Don't wait until the next charge comes up. No, do it now. Get yourself fully involved. And I want to see y'all talk about it. If there's a missing little black girl that comes up, I want y'all to have it on your channels. Some of you girls got 200,000 followers. And the only thing you talk about is a world that you've never been in. You know what I'm saying? So start talking about some of these missing girls. Some of the guys do it. Shout out to Zoe Williams. He brings up missing little girls in the area out in California. There's a couple other male bloggers that do the same thing. So, you know, you look at those things or whatever. Continue your advocacy. Diddy's only sentenced to 50 months, man. It pays to be a fed. Now people is feds now. I don't know, man. Let me say this much. I actually was in the music industry, right? And as most of y'all know, I rolled with this company. So this is the funny thing about it. When somebody come in and say that, I have to look at it like this. I never sit down with nobody. You ever notice that about me? I don't do no interviews with nobody, and trust me, the bread been there. I turned down $5,000, what, 2 times now? You gonna believe me? I did a whole live about it in the show, which y'all call the receipts or whatever, because somebody wanted to know something or whatever, which I probably had the answer to, but I'm not giving it to you any fucking way. That's called integrity. And the reason I use that integrity is because of pure simple fact. It's neighborhood shit, towny shit, call it whatever you want to. Call it whatever you want to. But I'm not going to do that, you know, and some of these guys are sitting down, they're getting upwards of $7,000, $8,000, $5,000 to sit down with these guys. A lot of the times the things they're talking about are lies and porky pies. A lot of the times the things they're talking about just don't make sense, you know what I mean? So one of the things that didn't make sense for me, and I'll repeat it again, was a lot of the stories that I heard up in here. I know for a fact, and I'm just saying for me, I know for me personally, y'all give me a second, I just got some, what's the name? I just got a text. For me, I know on those 17, like I said, I was there from 2001 going into 2017, at the latter end of 2016. And I remained around in the music industry. I'm still around people in the music industry to this day. So it's like, for me, I never saw any of this behavior. So when everybody started saying, yo, the Diddy parties and all that, I said, well, who was at them? Because we went to parties and we ain't never seen none of this. And listen, day one, when he got arrested and nobody knew the location of where he was down there, who told y'all? Dab? And right, I said, oh, it's on Star Island. We've been over to that house. I mean, I done ran through Manhattan. Listen, man, I ain't never seen nothing like that. You had other people later on coming up saying the same thing. Even Chopper said it, and Chopper didn't have no reason to defend him at the moment. Even Freddie P said it, and Freddie P, for God Not Alive, lives in Miami. You see? So for me, like I said, man, it's just it's upsetting to me that I gotta see people just continue these stories, continue the allegations and things like that, and it's just sickening, man. Now tomorrow, when we wake up, there's gonna be 120 stories up about how you mad about how Puff did get convicted. The judge ain't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? The jury was wrong or whatever. It is what it is, B. You understand? Let me hold on. Let me move over here a little bit, y'all. Niggas just talking real quick. I want everybody to be in my joint. But like I was saying, right? It just matters like this, man. Imagine if this is your brother. Imagine if this is your cousin. Imagine this is your family member. You would ask everybody and their mother to literally take advantage of protecting them, having their prayers sent out or whatever. Yes, you would. Don't lie and deny it. Everybody would naturally. It's a natural reaction. I'm not mad at anybody that said they would. But this new strategy that people are using online, I don't like it. I'm going to tell you why I don't like it. I don't like it because it's pitting each other against each other. You know what I mean? And like, let me tell you what I mean by example. I mentioned to y'all that Harvey Weinstein, the same time that Diddy was on trial, Harvey Weinstein was on trial. The stuff that Harvey Weinstein did is way, if not 3 to 4 times worse than what Puff was accused of and convicted of via act. But Harvey Weinstein, it wasn't a mention. Even Major Media didn't even mention about Harvey Weinstein. That was a filthy bastard. They had videos, and I think the feds came in and probably snatched them off YouTube, but a lot of people, if you remember on YouTube, there was actually 2 videos. One girl that filmed out of her purse about Harvey Weinstein, and then there was another girl that did the same thing. And so, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you get a chance, maybe you scroll the internet a little bit, you could probably find it, but it was there. It was there. So my point is, man, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to continue these advocacies, if you're upset because Puff only got 50 months, yeah. But more importantly is to highlight this. You got this behavior of black people attacking exclusively only other black people. You know what I mean? And it's the same. And for me, I just think it's kind of sickening that you guys are just exclusively putting your efforts into just going after your own. You know, it makes you look scared. It makes you look weak. It lets you look separate. Give me a second here. I got something for you guys.
Yes, we would like to say one more time, thank you for hearing us out. Thank you for your feelings. You guys were incredible. I am a friend of P. Diddy's from the 90s. We went to Howard. I went to Morgan. I want to say on behalf of the Combs family, you guys did amazing. You were an amazing team.
Yeah.
Are you able to talk about that or say anything? Comments?
It was a very bad day. There is a human being now custody 15 months.
Diddy was just sharing.
Based upon
Hold on, bro.
conduct that a jury heard, the jury resolved and the jury rejected. It was really a sad day for everybody.
I don't feel that.
More men need to share their women with other men.
He said he believes
Just
that.
food.
Free P. Diddy. Free Sean Combs.
Yeah, Trump, Diddy, Epstein, all innocent. Epstein and Diddy are innocent.
We are planning to, man, I want to hear them, bro. We are planning to appeal. We think we have strong bases to appeal. The strongest basis is that the jury reached a verdict on coercion. They found it not coercion. And I think the judge said coercion today as a basis for a sentence at least a dozen times. We think that that is unconstitutional. We think that a jury verdict should mean more than our jury's verdict seems to mean, and so we are planning for this.
What would happen in that regard if they file a cross appeal and then
He would not get a higher sentence. They're not going to
I feel like we should move out so we can give them some space.
And no response to the appeal. Decide about
The judge was biased.
Let them talk.
Because he's biased. He's biased.
I'm happy to go. So we think that's just absolutely inconsistent with the jury's verdict. I mean, the jury's verdict was resoundingly clear. There was no sex trafficking, there was no racketeering, everything was consensual, everything was adult, which is why he was convicted only of the prosecution of the sex. What we feel happened today was that the judge acted as a 13th juror, one that we did not choose, and that he second-guessed the jury's verdict.
Well,
What was that conversation like with P. Diddy after the
at least the judge was open-minded to both sides. Gave consideration.
Come on, man.
How is it?
How would this impact sex workers?
But he's so
Who is that keeps talking?
Come on, man. Bro, stop. You know it's a circus now, bro.
Yeah, word. Yo, man, nobody give a fuck about that.
How does transportation of prostitution help us with domestic violence?
Definitely, you took accountability for everything said, and I would like to just let you know that everything was not consensual. Please don't say that. It was not consensual.
How will this impact the sex worker
team, man. Let's ask them a question.
Yes, but
They defended Diddy. All right, Queen. All right, Queen. All right, Queen. All right, Queen. Sorry. Can't hold up that much.
We're clearly all talking about domestic violence, so what does that have to do with prostitution?
Sucks. Shout out to Have Sucks.
We all feel comfortable bringing people to jail by any means necessary, no matter which community it impacts. Why weren't the sex workers on trial today?
Hold on, bro.
Where were the escorts? Excuse me?
They're gonna leave because they can't even answer questions.
Why weren't the escorts speaking since this was about transportation of prostitution?
Right. If everybody took a step back,
Judge to recommend that. We are very serious about pursuing an appeal, so we have a number of things going on. I think that's all.
And you got about 14 days to start doing that?
My colleagues.
So you had to use the sex worker community to bring this to jail, right? There was no other
14
way.
days to put that in motion? Brian.
There was no other way.
Appreciate you, Brian. Always, man. Brian, appreciate you.
The next time y'all have sex.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. I'm back. That was actually Mark Acafilio just speaking right now. Whatever I said, what he was talking about. Some other dude was in here talking about sex workers' rights and shit. Singing, wow. Yo, these dudes, I tried to tell you, I told you it was bad out here. Y'all ain't believe me. Cassie made all the calls to prostitutes. Diddy never said nothing. That's true. That's the truth. Hold on right now. I'm about to walk right here so we can get more. Right here, walking. So we can get out of him, y'all, real quick. You heard? Hold on, I'm going to turn this off.
Jesus loves him and he deserves to be forgiven.
Yeah.
Please let him know that.
Taking me a second, y'all. Yo, so word of mother, like I said, niggas is mad. I'm about to head up out of here because I don't want to sit over there too much longer. But niggas is mad. It upset, Sean. Hold on, let me go over here. Let me talk to y'all. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. Let me tell you, right? I'm going to go back over here like 2.5 seconds, but word of my mother. Niggas is mad. This niggas back here talking about the rights of sex workers and shit. Yeah, I ain't sitting there following Mark Acafilio, you know what I mean? That shit is crazy. So like I said, once again, I'm happy, you know what I mean? I think a great job was done and everything came out exactly like I said, pretty much. So I'm happy. Don't even try that. I didn't see nothing. I know I saw it too, Ma. As if you didn't see disapproval of what others did see. Yo, my nigga, let me tell you something, right? Who is these people you talking about and why wouldn't they round us? Like, I be asking people that all the time. I'm like, yo, give me some specific names. Like, when you tell me names, like, this is the thing. I was around for 17 years, right? So when you say names, you got to give me specific names. You can't just say, oh, well, such and such from such and such podcast says something to you. Who was such and such for such and such podcast? And do such and such for such and such podcast, do they have any type of link in the music industry, anything? And like, what I find is every time that we go into that, it's never nobody can answer that question. See what I mean? So that's what I mean by that. Like, who is? And you got. I'm not gonna block you, so you got the opportunity to say what you want to say right now. But from my point of view, what I always see is when it comes to these conspiracy theories or when people talk about this person did this person did that, and you're like, yo, so-and-so saw this, so-and-so. All right, so show me who is.
Exactly. So
Bring this person, let me hear their testimony. You know what I mean? And all that shit. Let me get away from son. Son over here talking about taking up for prostitutes and shit. I don't know, I ain't in it. It's some weirdo people down here, man. That's why I'm just chilling. Let me get over here to the side, over the player section. Man, that's why I didn't want to be down here really like that or whatever, because I'm just like, it's crazy. I ain't even got the piece on or nothing like that. What's going on, everybody? Everybody good? But yeah, man, I'm just saying, man, like, listen, everybody saying collectively the same thing. So, you know, y'all had that girl, what's her name? Allie Carter. She was running around for the longest. Y'all believed her, right? Did y'all believe Allie Carter? I thought that was your homegirl. Y'all believed her, right? And so we found out Allie Carter was a liar. There was another girl that was before Allie Carter. There was two of them actually. And they was like, yeah, I've been there at the parties, this, that, the other, and the third, or whatever. Come to find out they was lying. You know what I'm saying? There's been several lawsuits that have been tossed. Come to find out them broads is lying. So you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm all with if it's really women getting sexually assaulted. How you doing, mama? I'm all with if women get really sexually assaulted. But if you're not really getting sexually assaulted and you just bringing up accusations or whatever, and I say that a lot of women got to also understand a lot of women are rough nowadays, bro. It's a lot of rough women out here nowadays. You know? Like, y'all can't even see who beside me right now, but, you know, something happened that concerned me with him. So it's like, you know, you got all these different, I don't know, and I'm not trying to bash on nobody, but you got a lot of women that got real issues, and they getting in the way, I mean, the girls that don't have no real issues, they get in the way of girls that really do have issues, that really did get touched by their uncle, or really did get, you know what I mean, you know, really, I'm talking about really, really, really abused. And you in the way of that if you're bringing up false allegations, or your allegations are based on the merit of, I want to get financially rewarded. So A lot of people ask me what's going on or whatever. That's my response. I'm happy or whatever. I hope everybody else is happy. I know a lot of people ain't gonna be happy because it didn't meet in the middle. In the middle for them would have been like 8 years, you know. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's gonna be a lot of talk about this. It's gonna come up promptly in about 2.5, 3 hours. That's when they're really gonna start doing these deep dives. You know what I'm saying? Screw the judge. He's messed up. You know, so that's how it happens, man. That's how it happens. But I've been down here. You think it's too much time? If I did something crazy, let him go down for what? Do not lie. Do not for no lie. Yeah, listen, I'll give y'all this perfect example. This recently in England, right? And this is on World Star Hip Hop. So y'all go to World Star Hip Hop. I know out of all places to go check this video for yourself. So on World Star Hip Hop, they have this video of this girl, and evidently she accused this man of rape. Okay, this woman, she wasn't of the, you want to say the culture or whatever, but she was, I don't know, maybe some type of biracial, maybe something like that. But anyway, she accused the man of rape. The man was facing 14 years of prison. Lucky enough, he had a friend that was solid enough, and mediocre tutorials and reviews. He covered this story too, so you can go over to his channel and you can go check that out too over there. He did a little bit more in depth than I do. I kind of just paraphrase a little bit, but what the guy did was clever. He went to the gym where the girl worked at, met her on purpose, started dating her, and then got a confession from her and recorded it and played it for the judge. You see what I'm saying? So once again, you got a situation when that's going on. What's going on, man? What's going on, Janine? Ain't nothing, man. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Hood take, what's popping? He said, free Diddy. Too much time, Anthony Davis. Yeah, I was asking people that yesterday. They didn't want to mess with me yesterday when I was saying, yo, how much time do you think you should get, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? I got Mama Flip here. I'm going to see if I can say hi to her at least. You know what I mean? Mama Flip, you can say hi to my audience. How you doing? All right, I see you down there, but I know you was...
I just said hi to you. I don't know if you heard me. I said hi.
No, I ain't hear you. I honestly and truthfully did. Let me let you do what you're doing first.
I'm just going to put somebody in my car.
Got you. Yes. Yo, because I wanted to ask her this question too, how she felt, and there's somebody
I'm supporting the survivors.
I know you are, but I want to hear it in the depth that you do. You know I respect your opinion. Nah. This is what I talk about when I say black women. I'm interested in hearing her opinion. You know what I mean? And I also want to ask her something else too, or whatever. So I'm just about to get Queen's Flip from Joe Bud's podcast. Get on here. She's a good woman. I ain't got no good for her. I said it would be 4 years. Janine, you did say it would be 4 years, man. You did say it would be 4 years, and it was exactly that, 4 years. We down here right now, man, at the courthouse or whatever. I got this thing on my head or whatever, but I was just wearing this today. You know what I mean? It was what it was or whatever. So I want to bring Queen's Flip's mom over here in a minute, man. Let her speak. Mama Flip. I'm gonna let her speak because I know she gonna keep the biases of where she keep it at, and I respect that, man. That's why I said it's different from real women that have real situations, you know. And when you get these girls that sometimes, in my personal opinion, that come in, they fall to those situations of those real victims and real women, and that's why I want y'all to stay focused on. So that's why I said, don't let this trial. If you girls are really with that advocacy, don't let this trial be the conclusion of that. Make sure you continue your advocacy. You know what I mean? So. That means 2 months from now, a month from now. Don't wait for the next trial to come out. That means continuous supporting women. I've seen people, I'm gonna say like Zoe Williams, definitely one of those people. Zoe Williams. Why didn't y'all let me know I have food on my mouth? And she is very pretty. She's very pretty. But Trump will pardon 2 years before he leaves the White House. But what I heard Mark Agnifilio, he pointed out something. He said they have 14 days. I couldn't quite hear it well, but I'm sure it'll make the headlines sooner or later. He said they have 14 days to file some type of paperwork or something like that. Now, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I did make out what he did say, and I heard him very clearly say this. He said the sentencing didn't equate to what the jury decided, you know? And like I said, I wasn't inside. I don't like being inside. I was like, I can keep up with it out here, and I like to see what everybody comes out. As far as Trump pardoning him, I mean, it's a possibility. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We just have to see how much this extrapolates to. Because right now, personally, I think the 50 months, there's a lot of programs and stuff like that he can get involved in. And that will greatly, 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 greatly shrink the time that he has to do. You know what I mean? So we have to see, man. We have to see. But like I said, in the spectrum of what he could have got, he lucked out. He lucked out. But a lot of people, I've heard some of them. I heard one of the bloggers across the street. They upset. Yo, Kenny Mack, you're wild, bro. He said Cassie pretty ran through, period. Good behavior, stuff like that. Yeah, that's right, E. Paul. So yeah, you can actually have that. You can actually have that happen. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna share this real quick. Yeah, that's absolutely the truth, man. Like I was explaining to everybody, like the programs that they have in the prisons, they're different. Like federal programs are different than the state programs. They do certain amounts of time, things like that in a different fashion and way or whatever. So I don't know the spectrum of how they measure it. I've heard some accounts that they'll knock off as much as 6 to 9 months. You know what I mean? So, and it depends, I guess, specific of whatever program you're in or whatever the case may be. So I don't know personally. That was something I had to look up. I know it's statewide. And another thing comes into in the conversation too is the fact of how long you actually have to do in a federal under federal standards or whatever. And I don't know particularly specifically to his charge. So that's something else I would have to look up. Like meaning like I don't know if he was charged with something that he would have to do 85% for or he would have to do a certain percentage for. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I'm not like the other guy. They sit up here and they lie to you and tell you everything else. I don't know personally, but I would say that I would think that some of these programs will have some shrinkage a little bit more than others will. So maybe particularly if he wants to pick up those, especially in the realm of what he's been charged with or accused of or whatever, I think that'll work out for him. I think that'll work out for him in the end quite great. The next question that somebody asked me in here, I seen that right here when you saw my Cassie. I brought this up earlier. I said some of the situation revolves around this. If they hadn't been immunity, I honestly and truthfully believe some people would have been co-defendants. Is that fair? That's just my measure of it. Word, people that 85% on everything. Yeah, I think so, E-Paul. I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure. Like I said, that's something I have to look up. Like right now, I'm out in the street. I ain't and sitting down. I ain't got my other device with me, so I couldn't tell you. Puppy is going to jail for freaking grown people who know they can. I ain't gonna read that out, man, but I get what you're saying. Good behavior stuff, yes. Cassie is pretty, ran through, period. Like I ain't, yo, why you make me read that, bro? Come on, man. Don't say stuff like that in here, man. I ain't gonna block you, but Kenny Mack, you can't write that in my chat, man. Cassie is pretty for real. Then he wrote that and continued with. I didn't catch what you were saying at first. All right, man. It's cool, man. Ha. All right. You know what I mean? Cassie is pretty red. Yo, I'm reading that again. I don't want to read that again. Free Diddy. All right. How's your evening going? It's going all right, Janine, man. I'm cooling, man. I'm down here. I didn't go live earlier because it was too much commotion out here. Plus, everybody putting their eyes on everybody. So I ain't know what was going on. And I'm definitely not going inside. Like, I was going to go inside on last Thursday, and I just decided not to. I just didn't want to go in. Where people put that 85%, yeah, that is fair. I think the Sin City's fair, too. I don't know, man. If you ask me, I was just with my Bad Boy brothers, I think it was a month and a half ago. Y'all seen this on the channel. We all met up. I forgot what that spot is called in Brooklyn, but we all met up there with Designer. We had Designer on camera. It was a nice little V5 section set up for us or whatever. We really got to, talk and stuff like that. The guys that I worked with directly, I don't know everybody. It's impossible for all of us to know each other. But shout out to Perez, shout out to Mid-Alchem, shout out to Cruz, all them. That's the elk I come from. That's the dudes we come from. Honestly and truthfully, I can say this. If he would have done 20 years, there would have been no reignition of the company as itself as a whole, whether that be Love Records or the other entity, Bad Boy Entertainment, which I most popularly know. There wouldn't have been no reignition of that. Right now, I think the key is the King Combs and the rest of them, because it's all the artists that y'all just ain't never heard of. There's about 4 of them. Niggas need to ignite right now and start putting out music. We're past this now. You understand? If we do revisit this, we're revisiting for a different matter now. You understand what I'm saying? And when we do. I'd rather say when we do, because I heard Mark Adderfield say what he said. So I say when we do, and I'm presumptively figuring it's 14 days from now. Whatever paperwork needs to be filed, how the facilitation goes. So, me, man, I'm happy that we can at least consolidate the company, consolidate some of the artists' reputation. This is their legacy too, including Castle. This is where we come from. I was at that company from 2001 to 2017. I done went through the Cubs with them. I done been with the artists on stage. Y'all done seen numerous pictures and videos I throw up and everything else. I had 3 or 4 of my bad boy brothers. Shout out to T. Shout out to a couple other people. Little bad boys up in here with Mama Combs. You know what I'm saying? So it was beautiful, man. I'm just glad that like we consolidate the company. You know what I'm saying? And there is room for it to come back. There is room for him to, you know, and there's definitely interest in it because he was booked. He was booked. I don't know if y'all caught that part now, but Puff was actually booked in case he walked out the courtroom day. He was booked for gigs. You know what I'm saying? So there's interest there. He's going to have to fulfill those gigs now. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the problem with him. He's going to have to fulfill those particular gigs. I don't miss that building, but I miss NYC. Hawk Ligger says, Diddy deserves life. Oh, man, that's kind of cold. What do you think about, let me ask you this question. What do you think about what's this guy's name? Harvey Weinstein. You think he deserves life? Because he's now on his 3rd trial. Again, retrial, excuse me. I went over to the courthouse over there and covered it. Not a mention of anybody being interested, so I cut it short. Still on the channel. You know what I mean? So that's why I said we can't be particular in our advocacies and be selective in our advocacy. That's the only thing I'm saying. And I think it's selective when you just point out one person that's guilty of unilaterally what a whole bunch of other men are guilty of. Now, we're talking about in scope comparison to the DOJ, which states, and Tim Tebow, you can go watch this, and there's a clip of it circulating on almost every bit of social media. Tim Tebow even said the same thing. He said the white men lead in SA. White men lead in sexual assault. White men lead in pedophilia. Now everybody's got their own little tropes or whatever, but I advise you to go to the DOJ and go see DOJ and go see the status for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Go to the stats, go find the stats for yourself. Or you can simply enter in white men and pedophilia, DOJ. Go ahead. See, I don't blow smoke out my ass and I always make sure that I already know what I'm talking about before I talk about it. That's one thing you can guarantee with me. The few people that do follow me, or more than few, tens of thousands of y'all to follow me at this point, y'all know that. Only thing I'm saying to you is this. In a certain stance of when we're talking about sexual assault or whatever the case may be, I'm just saying maybe you got your focuses on the wrong demographic. Is that fair? Because I can name 4 individual men of that same demographic right now that are either accused or going to be convicted sooner or later. And I'll name those people. You have this former CEO from Abercrombie and Fitch. What he did was disgusting. He had these little boys coming on auditions and peddled them out to other men to take advantage of them. You have Harvey Weinstein, of course, he's self-explanatory. You had Epstein, of course, he's self-explanatory. You have the 4 brothers that are from Russia that are now held right now on the federal charges down in Florida, which they have to return back to New York to face other federal charges. What do they all have in common? Now, all of them, they have many things in common. One, their charges are far worse than Puff. Anything he was accused of is far worse. The beating things, I'm not with that. But everything else, way less. That's just point blank, period. You don't believe me? Go look up the details of each one of these individual cases that I just mentioned. You will find it in the details yourself. Oh, color does matter. Color and religion always matter. You want me to? Color, religion, gender, and sex always matter. As much as we don't want to admit it, we have laws and statutes written from the early 1800s thus far on up about those same things. Religion. The Gnostics, they made up freaking Connecticut where I live at. They didn't even have a jail system until proprietorship came into mention. When widows, their husbands died. Who's going to get the house now? The guy will marry the woman and then come take the house in the deed. I explained to you guys how Seneca Village was taken by what? Eminent domain. We have eminent domain in Connecticut. So I'm trying to tell you, I know a thing or two here, and I will say that, yeah, race and gender does matter in specific situations. I'm not talking about an extremity every time, but yes, it does matter when you point them out. Although we wouldn't have that on the general census. It would just be clear, people. Everybody that's clear, raise your hand. wouldn't be American Indian, it wouldn't be Latino, it wouldn't be gender-wise. You understand what I'm saying? So,
All right, yes, definitely. Good to see you.
hold on one second, y'all. Let me just hear. Muffler, I know you getting ready to walk
Hi,
off.
how are
How
you?
you doing,
I'm
first
doing
of all?
okay. It's good to see you. How
Good
you
to see you
doing?
too.
Well, did you get inside or were you out here?
I was outside here.
Oh, okay,
I was outside here. I don't like going up in there. I just don't want to see him like that for one. Two,
Yeah.
it's the energy of everybody asking you, hey, that's why I don't get too, you know what I mean?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I just
I get
do scour the internet and I see everything because there's so many court reporters in there
Exactly.
anyway. You know?
That's true. We
You know?
all make
Yeah,
our
but
own assessment. Yes.
it's quasi because you're getting limited information from
Yes.
somebody that's writing like this.
Yes, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
I'm gonna bring Mama Flip on. I just want y'all to hear what she
Hey, how
says.
are you? Hi,
She's
guys.
she's an advocate for women, and that's why I wanted her to answer this question. First, I want to ask you, how do you feel? Limited, however you feel to say it. I respect you.
I really wanted him to get more than 5 years, at least 5 to 7. I didn't think he was going to get the 11, but I never really talked about it because every time everybody asks me, I'm like, I'm not sure because of the current political environment we are. If we're going to have somebody that's sitting in Washington, D.C. with a lot of these essay cases, who am I to say that he's going to spend a lot of time? However, I did believe, and I stood strong on it, and I was proven to be right that the judge did believe the women. The judge did acknowledge that both Jane and Cassie are victims and survivors. I got a lot of pushback for months about how Mama Flip, you're wrong. And I'm like, nah, the judge is seeing it. Also, the judge confirmed that Diddy did do all those stuff that he did to not only the survivors but the other victims. He acknowledged that that's why Mark is so pissed off, but he said that I'm giving you a second chance because the 4 years is a second chance either way. So he did take consideration of the kids. The kids was crying. Nicole was crying.
That's what I
don't know what the
yeah.
hell was going on with Nicole.
Yeah,
I've been
I
telling
heard
everybody
this.
that I think that Nicole and Diddy
And then they
gonna
said the
date in
girls are
5
crying
years.
too as well when she
Yes.
was reading her
Yes,
statement.
but the
yeah.
kids crying, I expect. I didn't expect the defense lawyer to be crying. So I think them two is going to start dating at the end in 5 years.
Yo,
But
stop.
Come back to me on that. I've been saying this several times. Either
Y'all
that
heard
or
a
they're very
prediction,
close.
right?
Oh, they're very, very close and they're very friendly. It was just a little bit too much for me. A lot of us was talking about it inside. Like, what the hell is going on? Why is she crying like that? She is not family. But she was really crying. So
Flip turned my channel into a T channel.
I know I'm funny, but not funny. But if
Nah,
they
I
do
get what
start,
you saying.
if they
I get
do
what you
start
saying.
dating in 5 years, I want to be the first one to say it. Okay,
All
I'm
right.
out. So yeah, I would hope that he gets enough time. But the thing is, guys, I don't know if you guys know that he had an event scheduled in Miami
Yeah, I
on
talked
Monday.
about it just a few minutes ago.
So that's the arrogance. The lawyers.
You think
all
that's
let-
arrogance or just the possibility they would walk out?
That's
Because
arrogance.
they didn't let Mia. Did she? She
No,
wrote a
they
letter.
scared. They scared. No, they scared. Mia was supposed to be here. They scared Mia, and the judge actually the judge reprimanded the defense because after they found out that
Listen.
Mia was coming out, they released a letter, and the prosecutor said that Mia changed her mind to come and testify after
Yes,
the letter
yes.
was
This is what I
released.
read. Yeah.
So they knew what they were doing, right? They did all of that so he could
Well, I
walk
mean,
out today.
it's strategy. You know,
They did
it's
all of that. They
It's defense
failed.
strategy. It's defense
But
strategy.
it failed though.
It did
failed
and it didn't because
No,
everybody
it failed.
expected this 20 years.
No, not everybody expected 20
A lot of people
most
did.
People,
yeah,
I know a lot of
yeah,
people
yeah,
that
you know what I'm
spoke to.
saying?
But
Yeah.
we already know the top that he could get was 11. Everybody who was paying attention, because it was level 27,
Right.
the top would have been up to, I mean, the probationary said 70 months, right? 60 to 70 months. So, and
I talked to everybody
yeah.
just a few minutes ago about
Yeah.
these programs
Yeah.
he could actually
That
get
he
to
could
get
take-
shaved. I
exactly.
don't know the effect of them on the federal level.
Yeah.
State, yeah, but federal level, I don't know.
Well, they said they're gonna have him on a lot of programs. They said that they already. The reason why they got it, what happened was when the prosecutor announced that he had an event on Monday, it pissed them all off.
I can imagine because that's the connotation I heard.
Because they were not expecting the prosecutor to find out. I don't understand how you don't think the prosecutor will find out this information. You don't do that.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you the thing that messed me up. I was
Okay.
like, yo, why you keep telling these people you're going to Miami?
Because
Stop
he's-
telling them
because
you're going to
he's-
Miami.
Because he is spoiled.
You got to
Because
come back here.
Nah,
I
he's
know that's in
spoiled.
there. We worked for them for 17 years,
But
so I
come
know.
on, like you're
But
silly. You're telling us that you're walking out today. You're not going to meet your probation officer. You're going to get on a private plane and you're going to Star Island too.
This is why I think he had a problem with the bill thing.
Of
I think when it
course.
was ultimately it was like, yo, I'm going to sit down in
Yes,
Miami.
yes,
I'm looking like I'm
yes.
relaxing. I'm looking like
Yes.
I'm not really
But
bothered
that's
by
what
this,
also
and that's what the
exactly.
connotation.
But that's also what got him in additional trouble too, because that's what the
I can
judge
agree
was
with you on
saying.
that.
He's like I said, I think the judge gave him less time because of the family. Because the
Yeah.
judge said that everything that you showed me
The
so far,
Mama
you,
Combs was up in there. My man, Little Bad Boys.
yeah,
with her.
everybody was upset.
Yeah.
Everybody was good. So he said that I'm giving you a second chance. I'm going to give you the little light 4 years to sit down. I'm giving you a second chance, but you haven't shown me remorse.
So he'll be out ultimately by next year.
I don't know. A lot of people are saying that he's going to get time served, but the judge did not mention time served.
So when would this time served take a court? Because there would have to be
they
another
said,
hearing.
They're saying, no. I mean, that's what I'm saying. He
Yeah.
did not say time served, but someone else Googled it and said that he automatically get time served. I've never heard that. I've been to a
Now
lot
with
of felon
federal
trials.
cases,
I've
I've
always
never
been
heard
to
that. I've heard that with a
always been-
state. Yeah.
I've always been gone to federal trial. If they were going to give him time served, they would have said it.
Yeah,
time
right then
served.
and so,
He did
yeah,
not
you're
say
right
it. He
about
said
that. You're right about
15
that.
months. 5 years probation, supervised probation, and a lot of these programs. He said you have to. There's no furniture. I can't pronounce it. To the survivors, so he doesn't owe the
Can't reach
survivors
out.
anything.
Oh, okay,
I mean,
good.
through the
Good.
case, but they didn't ask for anything. But there is furniture or whatever.
But he still got the
repossession.
civil lawsuits. Still got to
he
worry
has a
about
lot
it.
of
Yeah,
them. He
it's a
said
lot
that-
of them.
yeah, and they're gonna use this case that he was found guilty for 4 years. A
You
felon
know
on
they
this
are,
case.
right?
They're gonna use it.
You know
so
they
anyway, at the end of the day,
Can I ask you one
I'm
question
happy
about
that
women?
he got some time.
Can I ask you one question about women?
Yes.
I have an advocacy that I always talk about where there's a lot of girls that are lying
Yes, I
sometimes
know.
in these kinds of situations
Yes,
or
they
whatever, and a lot of these girls are also violent.
Yes.
Now, I remember the last time we talked and the time before when we met. But my point is, you remember what I initially said? I said a lot of these girls are violent.
Yes.
So I'm going to say this PG rated, so follow me.
Yes, please.
I saw a situation with your son, you know,
Yeah.
and I saw this girl mace him, and I was like, there it is.
Yeah, it's a prime example. Yes.
There it is.
It is. And that's what we're talking about. It's not that we're taking it, especially because I'm a survivor advocate. We're not
Absolutely.
taking,
Yes.
as a survivor advocate, you're a survivor advocate for everybody, including the men, right? Survivors are survivors, whether it's men and female. Unfortunately, there's more females that are surviving in general that's survivors. That's why we concentrate on the female. And the females have never had the same voice throughout our lives, especially black and brown females. Nobody was listening to us. You understand? So now that we have a voice, we're using it. But with that said, yes, women lie. Yes, yes, they are violent. Yes, but in this particular case, we had receipts upon receipts.
I get
We
you,
had
I get you.
photos upon
They was
photos.
all doing
We
dirt.
had
They was all
video
doing
of it,
dirt.
and that's
They was
what
all
and that's
doing
what the
dirt.
judge said too.
Yeah.
The judge said we had, no matter what the jury said, I took into consideration everything you did, and we had an extensive amount of evidence that was provided to me to show me that both Jane and Cassie are your victims. Both Jane and Cassie are survivors.
They also co-defendants and they didn't have immunity. I got those.
No, he did say that
Yeah.
they were participants too, but
Yes.
them being participant doesn't mean they weren't survivors.
Yeah,
again.
and they wasn't
So
abused because I'm
exactly.
never gonna take up for
Yeah.
him being
He
in the hotel.
definitely,
You ain't gonna
definitely
get
said
that
that.
from
He
me. Yeah.
definitely said it. He said, yes, I know. That's why he gave him less than the 60 months, because he did take it into
What was the
consideration.
reaction of people in there? When
Oh,
you
they
read
were
the-
quiet.
That's
Both
what I
sides.
wanted. That's all
They
I
were
wanted.
both sides. Both sides was quiet. There was nobody celebrating. The family was
Good.
upset. The defense was upset. But there was very little survivors. You have to understand, I'm one of maybe 3 or 4 in the room the entire trip. Most of the people that taken the time to come here are Diddy supporters or media.
Exactly. Or people
And
who
media,
used to
yeah,
work there,
yeah,
like
and media is
myself,
not
yeah.
going to really say anything too much. First, for their job. Second, they're not that invested.
Yeah.
But the other people that come in, like, from the public, black and brown, either we're fans or we're advocates or but there
I
was
said I
very
worked there. I
little-
started street
yeah.
teams, Ciroc. Like I show
Exactly.
these guys all the time, the pictures, videos, and everything. My
Exactly.
man is up in the courtroom. We was just with him. Little short Spanish
Oh,
dude. That's
okay,
real bad
okay,
boy. That's
okay,
our boy.
okay, that's your boy,
Yeah,
okay.
that's our boy. He knows, say professional. He'll know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay,
But all these
professional.
years working with them, I come from Sean Press.
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, I come from those guys.
Yeah,
My
so-
point is, like, we had never seen none of this. We've been everywhere
I
with them. I've shown these guys, like, we've been on Star Island with them. We've been in Fountain Blue.
But that's
all
what
these places.
the thing is, you guys are saying that I believe you.
So that's what I was saying. It was personal what he was doing.
I don't want to
Yeah.
take it away from a lot of people saying that you guys didn't see it because he had 2 lives, but a lot
Never.
of people did see it. For him to be able to do what he did,
Yeah.
he had to have large amount of money, large amount of people.
Less people
involved.
around. Less people around is what we emphasize
Involved.
more.
No,
So if you,
they're
if
gonna
you
have
had,
to lock him down. Like they're
I
gonna
heard
have to lock him
something
down.
Gene
They're gonna
Deal
have to lock him
said
down.
when he said that
What did he say?
one time punched her so hard, knocked up under the couch. Now, I noticed the people he said that were participant there was only one other person, so that means there's only 4.
Yeah.
So usually when abusers do stuff, I read up on this, they do it in confines where there's really no people or people that will accept it or there's nobody
it's
around
people
at all.
it's people that he trusted his circle. He made sure that one of the things that I found out with Mia and a bunch of them is that he had a probationary period of 90 days.
That's not.
So
That's
he
New
was
York.
able-
That's old school New York
Yeah, but he
stuff.
was able to identify those he felt comfortable to
Yeah.
bring them into that life to know that they would have his back 100%, and those that's not messing with it. You know what I mean? The same thing with his women. You know what I'm saying? You could look at the women where he never tried that with.
Well, with
versus
that
the
much
women
money,
that did it.
how many women could you trust in New York City?
Well, he at least had 3. He had 3. He had Gina, he had Jane, he had Cassie.
3 out of millions.
It doesn't matter. He had 3, but that's what I'm saying.
But that's the mentality you get as a millionaire.
Yeah.
As you get, you're now a target.
And he might have more that we don't know that they didn't come out.
I never heard
the
anything
3
about it.
that-
I don't know. But I'm just saying, as a billionaire now, you're subjected to a lot of things. Like you notice all these people are suing him. They're getting tossed. Sarah Rivers, I think she's going by now, hers got tossed.
Oh, okay.
Sarah
okay.
Stokes used to be for making the band, the light-skinned chick
Yeah.
with the curly hair, she
Yeah.
sued him. Chopper, no, it wasn't Chopper, it was Freddie and Chopper, matter of fact. They went on to all the dialogue. They said, no, she was doing this, she was sleeping with him. Openly, invitingly, coming back bragging about it.
Okay, so yeah, there's a lot.
I think a lot of these girls are trying to cash out. When you're a model or a singer and you're coming from the late, like I came in 2001 to 2017.
I don't think that everybody who came out
probably
and said
spent
that they're a
around 4
victim of
weeks
his is a victim of his. I could say that because you could just read the story. The same thing with Jay-Z and all of them. You could tell which victims are not credible victims. But with
These
that
courts
said,
can't though.
but
See, that's the
they
problem.
can because with the evidence, this is what the prosecutor and the government did. You see, a lot of people don't understand. There were a lot of receipts there. And some of the receipts, a good amount of receipts was removed from the jury. And I keep saying that all the time. There were a year of Jane notes that the jury was not able to see because it was after the conviction. And I called Diddy's defense team, the OJ defense team. That's
Come on.
That's what I call it. So the OJ defense team.
I heard
was
Mark
able to
out here talk about something he's got to file in 14 days. What is that?
Oh,
Because I
they're
heard
going to appeal because they're upset. Because
Exactly.
They said that the jury. They said that
it didn't match. I will say
They
that.
said no. They said that the judge went against the jury, and I disagree. The judge did not go against the jury because if the judge did, he would have gave you 11 years. You understand? The
I
judge
understand what the
said-
length. I get what you're saying. When you're talking about the
judge
spectrum of
Yes.
mandatory sentencing,
They should
I
have
get
gave,
what
the
you're
judge
saying.
should have
Yeah.
gave you 60
That's
to
fair.
70.
That's
he gave
fair.
you 50. So the judge
Yeah,
did not
that's
take
fair.
the consideration of the jury. I mean, he didn't add more to it. He said specifically,
Right, it
and he read the
splits.
case law,
Yeah.
including the Supreme Court law recently that says that
All
he
the way
could
back
take,
in 1910, they
but he-
amended 5 times. I
Yeah.
did the research on
yes,
that one.
but
Yeah.
he also because they kept on saying they cannot use the 3 acquitted charges to make for him to
Further his prosecution. Is that what you
for
mean?
his sentencing.
Yeah.
The judge should not consider that, and they disagree with him. That the judge is like, no, that's not what the court case said. They said I could consider everything. I could consider every evidence. I'm not sentencing through the 3 charges that he didn't
This
get.
is what I need to know,
But
yeah.
I am going to consider all the evidence that I heard throughout the trial in my case to be part of my sentencing. And I don't think he did enough because he still gave him only 15 months. But they're mad at him because it's like they wanted him to come out in 14 months, meaning that he walk out today. That's what they wanted. If he gave up 15 months, then they were going to say, okay, can he walk out because he already served 40? Because he had an event on Monday.
So this might,
They
I know.
lied to him.
I
They
read it to my
lied
crowd.
him.
Yeah, I read it
That's
to
why
my
they're
crowd.
mad. He's mad. He probably read them a new a-hole. He probably lost his mind at them. That's why they took so
He
long.
probably was predicting it, and I gotta honestly say that
There's
the
no
lawyers
way
were
he would have
predicting.
predicted. There's no way that he would have predicted. The lawyer told
He
him
thought it was
to
going
get
in that
trial.
one.
Yeah.
He thought it was going in that direction.
he
It obviously
thought.
didn't.
Yeah,
So
he
now you
did.
got this 14-day
Exactly.
thing here.
Who that girl, Henny? Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hey, that girl, Henny, how are
So
you?
I'm
Where you
I'm
at?
sitting
I
here
didn't
right
see
now
you.
talking to Mama Flippin. She was actually in the courtroom this
Oh my
morning.
God, can I call you
whatever.
right back?
And so I'm just going
being
to wrap up with her
interviewed.
real
Can I
quick.
call you
And I'm going to let her go on by herself.
right afterwards?
You're a victim if you
I'll call
say
right back.
no
Pick
one
up.
and report it
Whenever
after
I
the
say I'm
first
gonna call you,
offense.
you don't pick up.
It's funny
Pick up
how
when
these
I call
women
you back.
consent to doing things.
Okay, call me back. Okay, I'll call you. Okay, bye.
This guy says it's funny how these women consent to doing things, and then later on,
They did not consent to everything, and that's the thing that makes me crazy. Okay, so initially, I'm going to be honest.
get you.
Initially, there is evidence in which Cassie initially, when she started with him, she said that she enjoyed the freak off. She said that she enjoyed being with him. She didn't. I can't say she said she enjoyed the freak off so much, but she enjoyed the fact that he.
I mean, she was calling these guys on her own though, and these guys are doing interviews.
Yeah, they're full of shit. Excuse my language. So let me tell you what happened in true time. Let me tell you what happened in true time. Initially, when she started with him, Jane said the most same thing. When he brought them into his circle. And said that, you know, you're my women, I love you, I want to bring you into this circle. They felt privileged. They felt that he was being vulnerable and they were participating in a voyage type of lifestyle. That's how they felt. But after a while, there were text messages, there were voicemails, there were notes, there were emails says, I no longer want to do it because that's all you use it for.
I've heard this before. Yeah, but why did you get involved in the first place? Why did you make yourself susceptible?
That's their question to ask.
Yeah, and this is what they got to ask their parents. But even have their dad to show up here.
They were grown. You can't stop it. You can't. I mean, even they tried to say that Cassie was underage, but she was. No,
because she was dating that Ryan Leslie. Yeah, she was like 18 or something like that.
A lot of people say she was 19, so her mother ain't gonna be able to tell her 19 years old. And Jane is 4? Like, you know, you can't tell grown folks. The fact of the matter is, in my opinion, he love bombed them. He manipulated. He coerced them and making them feel that he was in love with them. These are his women, right? Then after that, he introduced a lifestyle saying, this is what's going to make me happy, right? When they do the FO, he also gives them a lot of gifts. He goes on trips with them.
That point, and you keep accepting the gifts.
And you kept on, and I get that.
There was a girl that had a $10,000 apartment that these guys, and still was getting paid while he's still locked up.
But that's the thing. He said that I love you. He told Jay. I even heard a message on you, my son.
Those words are strong. Those words are strong.
So anyway, he told him that he loved them. Those were his girls. Period. That's those. At least those two. Gina, I'm not so sure. Those two. It was clearly he set it up that was his girls. Jane, less so girl, but he started. Was like, you're more than a friend, and with Jane, but Cassie definitely was his woman, right?
Yeah.
But what he ended up doing,
and the way she went through with that, she went from Ryan Leslie to Pop to the freaking
it doesn't matter how many people she went to.
No, I'm just saying, like she
to not talk about
switches opportunities. It seems like to me.
You guys are out of line.
I think she gonna take. I think that boy gonna take his money. Our money.
I think Fine, her husband, because we have to respect his name, was the one that was brave enough to get her out of lifestyle. I think that if she had somebody like him earlier, she probably would have left earlier. Every guy she dated, she went back to Diddy for fear or because they dumped him. Even, what's his name? DJ, whatever his name is.
Oh, I know you're talking about, and the other one, the Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi. I keep calling him Kid
that's
Cudi. All right. As soon as the whole situation happened with his car, they went on vacation. Not his car. When they happened at his house, when he went to his house, they went on vacation. He broke up with her after that, right? So he said, of course, the reason why I broke up with her.
But they were always breaking up, though.
Because he was still Diddy, and he said that the reason I broke up with her was because she was still seeing Diddy at the time. But that's not why. You broke up with her because you got scared of Diddy because Diddy is crazy.
And on her drugs, she probably was. I ain't even gonna hold you.
And then after that, no, I'm talking about Diddy was crazy, not her.
No, I'm talking about both of them were crazy because they were beating each other up. I heard the testimony where they were beating each other up. What's the one that hit the one with the ashtray?
You know, one of the things, let me tell you something. You know, one of the things that the prosecutor said that was very interesting and powerful to the judge also? He's like, we have lots of videos and photos of the ladies with marks on them. We don't have the emphasis was not able to provide one video, one photo with marks on it.
But they were able to provide text with her admitting that she used to hit on him or whatever, and swing. And some of these girls, they do that. I know I can't speak for the other two, but I can say definitely Cassie has admitted to it.
And no, she did. She said that we used to fight, especially since she was jealous and everything. I'm not saying that Cassie relationship wasn't a relationship. It was a relationship. What I'm saying is that at the end of the day, right, she stopped wanting to do freak off. That's at the end of the day. You can't take that away from her. She started accepting the lifestyle. Then she realized it became too much of a lifestyle. She wanted it to stop, and he wouldn't let her stop. That's the situation. That's where we at. And he used drugs, and he used manipulation, and he used love bombing, and he used coercion as to make her continue. A prime example was the video. A lot of people were saying that he was going the video with her in the Intercontinental Hotel where she ran to the elevator.
This is
A lot of people were saying
I
a
know what
bunch
you're
of
talking about. This
BS
is
about
in
how-
Cali, right?
Yeah,
The one in Cali, yeah.
Was it Cali? I
Yeah,
thought
it was
It
California.
was California.
Uh-huh.
So they kept on saying, oh, the reason why she ran is because she took his phone. No, it had nothing to do with that. She testified and she
They
wrote
did
a letter.
initially say that. They
She
did.
wrote the
They
letter.
did.
She said it was after her phone. He didn't want
Well,
me to
honestly,
I had an
they
event the
wasn't
next day.
they wasn't engaged yet because the one guy went into the room and the one guy was fully dressed. I guess this was the guy that testified.
No,
one of
no.
the
She
hotel
said if you
workers.
listen to the last letter, last read, she said that he. We just finished it. Let me have to see her latest letter. Her survivor
Oh, so she
letter.
has the letter she wrote to the judge.
Yeah.
I thought that
Yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
She
sorry,
said-
I thought that was corny. You wait till 2 days before the trial. You could have did that last month or the week after. Like I'll give you an example. The prostitute guys, right? The ones that are actually the victims here, because that's what he got convicted of. Is that fair? That's what he got convicted of. These guys are doing interviews with $3,000, $4,000 a pop, right? She's made money out of this as well. And she's probably going to continue in the future to make money on it.
I don't know if she's gonna go, but I think she deserves all she could get. And it's not about making money; it's about making it right, about justice. The thing is that he could have handled it a way where none of this could have happened. But his arrogance got him where he got.
Do you
and
think
now
the
she got money.
prostitutes are just as bad?
Are we calling my ladies, my Jane and Cassie?
I said the dudes.
Oh, the dudes. You mean the
The
escorts?
dudes are the
Yes.
one he got
Oh, yeah,
convicted
course.
of.
I mean,
Now,
yes.
they're out here
Both of
talking to
them.
everybody,
Yes,
and then
they
my
are.
problem is,
Yeah.
okay, if you're like, there's a way of like a second type of abusing the victim, they say, and
yeah.
I forgot how it's terminologized.
Yes,
but
yes.
like this recounting
Yes,
what happened to the victim,
yes.
and that's why I say there's thousands of people that want to sit down and listen to this
Yes,
stuff.
of course they do, and then they are coming out. The thing is, I don't mind. To be honest with you, if the escorts were used, I don't mind them coming out to tell their story like everybody
I think it's
else.
counterproductive.
My problem with the escort, especially Dave and I got into a big yelling
that
match
one.
on. Me and him got a big yelling and it's on my
He's the one that's
TikTok.
actually got the lawsuit,
Yeah, he's
right?
the one that got the lawsuit.
He strikes me.
Dave is to me is special in a bad way, right? It's special in a bad way. But my problem with him is that he's placing more blame on Cassie than he is on Diddy.
And
I
that
have a
was
problem with
my
that.
point in
I
these
have a problem with
interviews.
it.
They're
Yes,
talking about
yes,
how they did
yes.
whatever. So you've
Yes.
now recounted it.
Exactly.
I thought it was just me.
Exactly.
You're now recounting this. And I
Exactly.
said this on this live.
Yes, yes.
I said, it's amazing to me that more women are now like, okay, let's shut up the prostitutes and I give them $3,000 more. But no, they don't have any shorts of booking or whatever.
No,
So it
they
brings
wanna
me
hear
back when I say, well, Puff had, and I get what you're saying preemptively, he had a set of bookings.
Yeah.
I got to ask, well, what's
He
the
got
difference?
a booking. I can't believe that the prosecutor announced it. I was devastated.
But that is
I was
messed
like,
up.
I like the prosecutor's like,
That's
he
funny.
is
That's
so
like, I give it to you.
arrogant that he has an event next week.
It's
I didn't even know
horrible
it was
stuff.
Monday. I
It's
didn't even know
horrible.
it was Monday. I'm like, yo, you crazy. I said, this guy nuts. I was like, did they
horrible.
actually convince you that you were coming out today?
Listen, the
That
other
was
one we were
crazy.
talking about when I
Yes.
said that he's going back down to Miami. I was like,
Yeah.
that's your whole problem the whole time. I've
time.
talked about this
Yes,
before. I
yes.
said, stop telling them people that bail
Exactly,
package that you want to
exactly.
go to Miami and
Exactly.
don't come back home.
Exactly. Just act humble it. Act like, Judge, I will do everything that you say and stuff like that. If when I will leave, please, give me grace, give me everything he said. But everything he says is counterproductive. That's what the judge was saying. Everything you say now is counterproductive by your action. All your actions prove to me that you don't have any remorse and
I get it.
that
I
I'm
get
not
it.
comfortable that you're not going to continue to be a danger
If
to
you're
society.
wrong, you're wrong. I get what you're saying. I get it 100%
The judge
what
was
you're saying.
100% on it. I really appreciate the judge having the survivor back. He said, I want to make sure that the survivors also know that we heard them. He said the survivors are very brave women. A lot of people don't give them credit. I thought the judge did amazing.
Yeah, I think a lot of
job.
people miss me on that too. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to sit up there and advocate if some girl is
Yeah.
getting,
Exactly.
whatever. Like,
Exactly.
I ain't no space for that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, and to be honest with you, if Puff would have been around the neighborhood, what would have done
Yeah,
to him.
exactly. But his family I'm gonna try to be nice. His family needs to, once he gets out, his family really needs
To
to lock
monitor
down.
him.
They have to
Yeah,
because he
I
has
agree.
he's serial, so he's going to continue to do it.
I just don't want him to go back to the drugs. I think the
But I
drugs
don't
were the
think he should go back to
conduit in all of
SA.
it.
I don't think he should go back to the SA either.
I don't think he will
needs
ever
to
do
control
that.
it.
But that was a segue for that.
He's a serial. He's going to go back. He says that
I hope
he
not.
has an addiction. And when you have an addiction, you're going to go back. It's just that I think he's going to try to be more careful but he's gonna go back. He's gonna go back.
I hope not. I
But,
hope
hey
not.
guys, so I gotta go.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you guys want to follow me, Mama Flip.
Tell me your stuff.
Okay, it's Mama Flip, MAMASFLIP. I have 37 subscribers. I need 50 to go live. So if you could go there and subscribe, I really appreciate it. So I can go live on my channel.
Give me your card again, too. I saw you
Oh, yes,
in one.
yes,
Hand me
but
your
it's
card
a
again. I
different
put it
channel,
last
though.
time. I put it in my pocket instead of my wallet, so
Yeah,
I
but
didn't even gonna lie to you. Yo, man, I wanted to get her reaction or whatever. I like what she had to say here.
Thank you so much.
You know, I told y'all before when she got on here, she's a woman's advocate. So that's why I was talking about earlier. I was like, there's a lot of girls out here that pick moments, and you got to be on it 24 hours a day or 7 days a week. And it's something, yeah, all right? You know, so I'm just being fair. I don't want women to think that I'm deducing new experiences, and that's why I said some of these girls that get these situations going on, they get in the room in the way of girls that have real situations, you know? And we don't want that, because then it becomes a cluster in the court systems, and it gets in the way. And judges, they start getting skewed by it. Prosecutors, they start getting skewed by it. And we might in our midst have a real devil that we need to get off the streets, like the next Jeffrey Epstein or the next Weinstein or
We're
the...
definitely trying to get Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, we don't want them around either. You know?
Jeffrey Epstein out of here. Like,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
we don't want no more of them.
Like, you know, I mean, we're trying to get the Epstein files at least. Like, come on now.
Well, I don't think that'll ever be.
don't know.
Yeah, I know. And if it is, it's gonna be chopped. You know what I mean?
They're really doing a lot to keep those files hidden.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything coordinated effort.
The
on
Charlie
this.
Kirk news story.
You gotta be careful, it's CK, but go ahead.
The Charlie Kirk news story actually took everybody's attention off of it.
Of course.
Prior to that, everybody was talking about
Yeah,
it.
but they're going to start talking about it again. They're going to.
Oh, yeah.
But now they're talking about the they're talking about the government closure, the government's closed down.
Yeah, partial closed down this fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So every time they get comfortable to start talking about it again, he
This
does
an
something
interruption.
else. He does something
I get what you
He
said.
is trying so
It's all
He's
good.
trying so hard to make sure
Right,
that that this case doesn't go anywhere. That he, you gotta.
If you could weigh it out, if you could weigh it out from them files getting out or whatever the case may be, the longer the better. I mean, there's things you could put in position. Comey, which was the prosecutor here, her father's now on the indictment.
I know.
Uh-huh.
That case, I've done.
Yeah,
I
man,
feel
yeah.
a certain way about
That's
him.
snapback.
So
Yeah, I got you.
I kind of don't care so much about him so much.
Well, you do have to care about it, because I was mentioning to my audience earlier. I don't know if you know this, but the majority of Tim Tebow, who's the ex-football player, he pointed this out too in a little clip that's up. That white men lead in sexual assault, and they also lead in pedophilia, according to the DOJ. And this is the DOJ stats, and they've done this for the past 15 years.
Yes.
So I pointed that out, and I said, well, maybe some of your advocacy should go towards that too, because even if we're mentioning these four guys, Epstein, Weinstein, the guy over at Abercrombie and Fitch, if we're talking about the four brothers from Russia that locked down there, and they did some stuff up here, they were relatives, they did some stuff up here in New York, but they're federally locked down there in Florida, and they got to come back to New York, and they'll be in the same courtroom. Four of them. So they were taking advantage of girls too. So I don't even think it has a connotation. I think it's a behavior, maybe, when you get this megalomaniac attitude.
I think I gave all my.
You gave all them away?
I think I gave.
You told my audience your stuff, right?
Yes, I did.
All right. So what I do is I just hit you with an inbox there, or you know my real name, DAVINLEWIS.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on, guys. Give me.
And it's the same thing on both channels.
Okay, hold on.
Okay. Y'all give me a second, y'all. Cassie's husband saved her, all right. Then why is there videos of him since she got that money in Vegas every other night dropping money at casinos?
Really?
Like nothing I saw where it dropped $16K at craps. Really, Jayla?
I didn't see that.
I ain't see that either. Where's that video at?
You need to share that with us, because where's that video at?
Yeah, I want to know where that video
We
is.
haven't seen that. I haven't seen none of that.
Me neither, but people be writing stuff.
But at the end of the day, he got her away from him.
So where you wrote away to?
Yeah.
Last comment.
No, read it for me.
It says,
that's the one that you just read?
yeah, Cassie's husband saved her, all right. Then why is there videos of him since she got dollars in Vegas every other night dropping money? I'm gonna look for that video,
Yeah,
but
look for the video.
Yeah.
I found my card. Look for the video. Let me know if it is. Let me give you my information.
okay.
Look for that video. let me know if it's true.
Yeah, I want to see that too if it is.
That none of the other guys, she didn't leave with none of the other. She kept on going back to Diddy. He's the only one that got her away, so I got to give him credit for that.
Yeah, because she didn't go back to Ron Leslie.
She didn't go back to none of them.
Nah.
He's the only one.
My prediction, if that video is true, you talking about Jalen, if that video is true, my prediction is there might be a possibility she get Kevin Federline. You know what I mean by that? Like how he did Britney. I think that's kind of the reason why she kind of nuts so too. I heard he was taking a big chunk of her money. Yeah. So
Please text me and let me know.
I absolutely will. Watch this. You're going to see me in your face.
Yeah, remind me. It's like, oh, that's the guy, how we met.
Dabbing, yes.
So I can put it on my phone.
It's
So,
always, I like your energy.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah, I'm dead serious. Your energy is always positive. Like,
You're welcome. I'm you're welcome. Thank you. I'm saying you're welcome.
I got
Thank
you.
So much.
I will see you in a minute.
Y'all
say bye to Mama Flip. Show some respect.
Bye.
Real New York
Please go
City.
to Mama Flips. MAMASFLIPLIVS. Mama Flip Lives. I'm here live now. Please
y'all subscribe to her channel.
Get me to over 50 so I can go live on that channel. Right now, I'm using StreamYard, which is a third party app. So I can go live. But I want to be able to go live directly from YouTube. All right? Bye, guys. Thank you.
Y'all make sure y'all follow her. I'll see you in a minute.
So we're going to see. Are you going to come out for the other cases?
Yeah, I'm going to come out. I was covering all the way since Jonathan Majors.
Oh, okay, good. Oh,
Yeah, I go that far back over there.
I wish I had covered his case.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna cover most of the cases. So if I don't see you beforehand, I'll see you the next.
So let's rock. And I swear to God, I put it in my wallet this time. Last time I put it in my pocket like a dummy, so I ain't even gonna lie to you. I said they'd be like, no, that's what I did.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'll see you next time.
Take care, sister. Thank you. That's Mama Flip once again. I love her energy, man, for real. Know what I'm saying? So shout out to her, man. Definitely. Y'all make sure y'all go check out her page. Make sure y'all follow her. Make sure y'all subscribe to her and all that so she can go live in a real way. You're a victim if you say no and report it after the first offense. Not to have plenty footage. So there's our victims. Those are contributors. Hey, I see you on that one too. The reason I wanted her to speak is because she actually works in that field as someone that like takes care of situations like that, actually advocates for situations like that, and I think that's the best example I could give to y'all. Like if I say it, I'm a guy, you know what I mean? But for you girls, if y'all hear another woman say it and talk about the same thing, because she's constantly on that fold. You understand what I'm saying? She's constantly advocating for stuff like that. So you girls do the same thing. Don't let this trial or whatever be the antithesis for you to have these conversations. Continue these conversations as you move on. And especially a lot of you girls, especially if you're African American or Latina, listen, you girls got 200,000 followers on your page. Use your pages to, like, I don't know if you know this, but little black girls, they are the least found when it comes to missing children. So as a black woman, you should be on your page advocating for little black girls. You know, I know Zoe Williams, he does that. There's a couple other people that are podcasters that do the same thing. So what I'm saying is, yeah, I'm not, and a lot of things she just said here and said, I totally agree with. But what I'm telling you guys is a continuation of things. What you need to start doing is you need to start having these advocacies outside of these trials or outside of these pivoted moments where it's popular and it gets likes and views or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And start paying attention to what's really going on. And one thing Mama Flip pointed out to me, and that's why I have nothing to say, because there's actually some cases of this. You know what I mean? And it's more than enough of them, whatever. There's been some guys out there that does some dirt or whatever and hit it, you know? And I'm going to say it like this, man. If a chick is, listen, I know if a chick walked past me and she too young for me to talk to. I know if a chick walked past me and she kind of silly. I know if a chick walked past, you know what I'm saying? And like, I'm finding out some of these stories where these dudes, you know, they've been here, there with the chick when she was this, that, and other than the third, you know? So it kind of disappointed in that, you know what I mean? That stands as recognition for anybody that's black or Latino. Y'all shouldn't be doing it either. Don't think because you just heard me point out white men, I ain't mean your motherfucking ass too. I mean all you nasty motherfuckers. And you know in the real world, we beat the living shit out of you. So let's not make no escapes about it, all right? So I'm just saying, ladies, make sure you keep up your advocacies and keep it moving. Don't just stop right now because this trial is over. That's all I got to say. Cassie husband saved all right. That's what's up. All right, y'all. I'm out of here, man. I'm about to go. Give me something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Let me shout out anybody that cashed at me or whatever. Thanks, B. I appreciate that $20 cash at me. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. All right, I'll just I'm really, you know what? I'll take y'all walk with me. I'm gonna give you a soda or something like that so y'all can take a walk with me. I'm really exhausted from this. And now we're gonna have to revisit it one more time because of the pure simple fact that Mark Agnifilio is filing an appeal for the sentencing. So we're gonna see through that, I don't know, I guess in the next 14 days or something like that particularly. That's all that is. This is over for the most part outside of that motion. So I want y'all to be aware that I don't want to really have no long conversations about it anymore. I think it's unneeded at this point. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be out here with everybody and have the camera in front of everybody or whatever. That's why that was the best person I need to talk to right there, Mama Flip. That's it. Other than that, I ain't need to talk to nobody else. I know she gonna give me the raw. Out of anybody else I need to talk out there, and she's beautiful too. I didn't know she was a beautiful woman like that. I ain't never looked at her like that. She was right up on me. She is a beautiful woman. But yeah, man, I'm ecstatic, man. I'm glad he beat the case, man. You know, for the most part, whatever. And there might be even more to it than that. So, you know, your boy was here. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? If y'all wonder why I didn't go live earlier, I'll tell you why. There's a constraint of people that was out there. There were vloggers that I know that wasn't about shit, including 2 or 3 of them that saw me out there earlier. That's why I bought this piece right here, which I'll use it anyway. But I was just like, yo, let me make sure I stay out the light of everybody. You feel me? So once upon that happened, I figured out real quickly and swiftly, yo, I need to be up out of here. Like, you know what I mean? So I just did a couple little loops and shit like that. You know, played my position well. I didn't really want to sit around on people. For example, the chick I got the video with on Mama Gaines channel for Fresh and Fit, she was out there and she was doing her same routine again. I was like, I don't want this on my camera. You are cute. I don't want this on my camera. You know what I'm saying? So this girl was fun as hell. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't want that shit on my camera, so I kind of just like stayed away from her or whatever. So, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta like get away from that energy. She saw me too. It was like 3 or 4 of them saw me out here. The Auto on the Go nigga, shout out to him. I seen him out here, whatever. You know what I mean? But who else? I saw the other dude out here too. I forgot what son's name is. I seen him. I seen a couple people out here, but I just didn't really want any of that energy. Motherfucker. I didn't want none of that energy to come, you know what I'm saying? Like, come towards me. So I was like, yo, I'm cool. You know what I mean? I'm cool. All right, anybody got any questions, anything like that or whatever? Anybody got any suggestions, anything got anybody say? I'd like to hear what y'all got to say if y'all got something to say. How do y'all feel about the sentencing? Y'all ain't gonna talk? I think I'm you know what, too? I was talking to my man today. Let me segue into something real quick. I was talking to my mans in them today, right? And one of the things I said to him, I said, you know what? I think I'm going to slow down. And I know I say this all the time, and then I end up going live because some story pops up or something like that. But I honestly and truthfully think I'm going to slow down with this whistling and going into the wintertime, this vlog and shit. Like, I'll cover, of course, these stories and these things as they happen. But I mean, in like full context, because this shit, there's no money in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really isn't. It's just like, let me give you an example. If you doing this YouTube thing or whatever, I know what the problem is with me. These niggas do not like, I have people that follow me, right? That literally don't like the fact that I used to work at Bad Boy Entertainment. What I'm gonna do about that? Nothing. What I'm gonna do? Get in a time machine or whatever? But that's how the culture is now, that it's that childish, if that makes any sense. So they get in little groups, they tell people. I had a woman make a whole video about me telling people don't donate to me and I'm a Diddy supporter, all this like childish high school shit. And I was just like, all right, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really sweat it. I ain't make no counter video to it. I really don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like anybody can be swayed that easily is weak-minded. So then it became a thing of where I was doing sport. It became a thing of where the same stories I was doing, like I'll give you an example. You heard me talking to Mama Flip just now, and she was talking about, oh, you covered the Jonathan Majors case? I said, yeah, I covered that. I covered the Trump trial. I covered Harvey Weinstein's joint 2 times. You know what I mean? So I done covered a couple cases, including this Diddy trial right now. So it's like, for me, these people are novices when it comes to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you late in the game, and they got it from watching Mr. Byron, I forgot what his last name is, but Mr. Byron, who he covered Cardi B's trial versus Tasha K down there in Atlanta. So he was the one that really inspired me to start doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so I think when I started going live at the Diddy joint, because I was the only person that was going live at the Diddy joint. I was the only person going live at the Jonathan Majors trial. Literally. It was me and another gentleman that's from Associated Press that I know to this day. Me, him, and another guy that was Puerto Rican. He was from the New York Times. We were the only minorities at this courthouse. You understand what I'm saying? Which is this courthouse right here. See this courthouse right behind me? This is what this was Trump had his trial at. This is what Harvey Weinstein had his trial at. This is what Jonathan Majors had his trial in this courthouse. So, you understand what I'm saying? I was here for all of those. And it's on the channel to reflect that. So it's not like I'm making something up or whatever. A lot of people think that I'm exaggerating. No, I really did that. I was out in the snow, out in the cold, out in the rain, everything. And so what I started finding out was people have particulars about the elk or how a person was talking. So I'll give you an example. I didn't agree with everything Mama Flip said, but I didn't want to disrespect her either. But there was things she said that I did agree with. All right? Now I'll give you an example. I agree with a lot of things she said in context of, yeah, there was some things that Puff was wilding on. I ain't even gonna hold you. You was wilding. I can't defend that. I tell y'all that all the time. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? There's people out here that have done worse. And I wanted to point that out and reflect that too. If you have all this emphasis and this energy for Diddy, but you don't have the same emphasis and energy for these other guys that are committing the same crime with sexual assault, that seems weird to me. That seems offy to me. And I noticed when she was answering my question, she kind of saw the same thing. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. That's how I feel. I want to know y'all's opinion and everything else. I'm going to stop for a second. I'm going to smoke me a cigarette before I get to where I'm getting to, because I got to continue my night. I got about an hour before I got to get to where I'm going to. But I want to hear y'all's opinion. I don't want to sit on none of these benches. These motherfuckers, homeless folks and shit. Anyway, I want to hear y'all's opinion on what y'all think about Puff getting sentenced. Everybody quiet. That's what she said in the courtroom. She said everybody was quiet, Mama Flip said. She said everybody was quiet in the courtroom when the sentencing came down. That's what I really most wanted to hear right there. Ain't nobody got nothing to say? Oh, we moved away from the courtroom. That's for the amateurs. I ain't interested in that. That's why I ain't go live while it was happening. I was just down there to be down there. That's for the amateurs. You know what I mean? Now I'm good. I said, if anybody's going to tell me what happened in that courtroom, right, I know it's going to be Mama Flip. Thank her again for jumping on my camera. That's Queen Flip's mom from, what's her name, from Joe Budden Podcast. Make sure you go check out the Joe Budden Podcast. Also, make sure you go check out Mama Flip's information right there and check out, support her. You heard? It's what it is, man. So y'all make sure y'all give me your opinions, what y'all think about Puff getting sentenced. These people want me to end my channel so bad. Isn't that crazy? There's over 60 people in here. Nobody has nothing to say. Nothing. Oh. Told you they upset, B. I told you people upset. They upset. That goddamn Diddy. No way rich people get away with great. That's the only thing you got to say? I think that's a little extensive, don't you think? I mean, I don't think it's just rich people. It's been poor people that have got away with that stuff. You ought to look at some of these trials that they have, some of these cases rather. Some of these cases they have outside the Diddy joint today. And what you're going to find is a consistent flow. You're going to find most of the time when these people get exonerated or that they get let go or something like that or whatever, it's usually for, I don't know how you say it, like a lower base crime, if you want to say, or they get let go because of a particular reason. That reason is usually not consistent with somebody that's rich. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not consistent with somebody that's rich. There's a whole bunch of people that get let go of shit and they poor. I just seen motherfuckers walk out the courtroom and they feel like, let me tell you the whole thing about going to the court and all that shit, where it come from me. I'm a motherfucker, I'm from the late 90s, early 2000s. So one of our mans, like I used to sell drugs and shit, I ain't even gonna hold you. So like, When one of our mans would go to court or something like that, we all go to court with our mans. And that was just tradition. Like, so that's where I get it from. Like, I worked for this man for 17 years. So it's like, why wouldn't I go down to the courtroom? And I've been down there to every court hearing he's had when I possibly could be there. Including all the arraignments, including all the jury hearings, all that shit. I've been there. And I like to add before, most of the people down there, that's why I always find it funny with a whole bunch of people be tuning in to these people that have nothing to do with the music industry. It's hilarious. But that's the mindset of, I guess, the culture nowadays, to listen to people weave you stories that they have no type of fucking interest in whatsoever. Release the Epstein list. We got pictures, videos, and more. At least Diddy got sometime, not enough. Oh man, you had to underscore not enough. But politicians and billionaires got nothing. It's not this you're not hearing what I'm saying. That's why I said it's hard to talk to black Americans sometimes because they don't hear what you're saying. They hear what they want to hear. I'm gonna say it to you again. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of people that get off of crimes all the time to the same capacity that you're pointing out with Puff, and they don't have money. You feel the deal with me? No black man loses a federal trial and comes home. What black men do you know with the laughing emojis that face the federal trial? Go ahead, tell me. People get more time for selling drugs. It's ridiculous. Drug laws are ridiculous. I agree with that. I'm talking the words of peace on paper or whatever the fuck you're saying. No black man loses a federal. We said no black man loses a federal trial, comes home. A key. I can't stand niggas that sit around and be like key. I don't know where the fuck y'all get that from. I ain't never been around no men to do that shit. A key. Like a bitch at the hair salon with some pink rollers in her hair. A key. I don't do that key shit. But I'll tell you what. Let's be fair. You ready? It depends on what type of black man you are. And it depends on how good your manners are. See, let me tell you what Puff fucked up. And Mama Flip pointed it out when I was just interviewing her a few minutes ago. She pointed it out very precisely. I said to her, yo, and I said this earlier on these podcasts that I do here. I said the problem is Puff fucked around and was talking about, I want a bail package to go to Miami, but you got a case in New York. Nigga, are you out of your motherfucking mind when some of the charges happen in New York? And you talking about you want to go to Miami and relax? First thing motherfuckers think when they think Miami, sunshine, drinks, and chilling. I'm white. My wife is black, but I'm getting you now. I heard you before. I wasn't listening. Sorry about that. No, it's all good, man. Sometimes we miss on that one. I don't give a fuck if you white, polka dot, or whatever. I really don't. Listen, man, I live in Connecticut, dog. I live about 35 minutes outside New York City. I don't give, most of the people I grew up around is Italian Americans. You know what I'm saying? That really speak Italian. Like, I got friends like Cinzia and Bacco and Papa Donacio. These are people I've been to funerals with, weddings with, or whatever. That's why sometimes y'all hear me say the term when somebody white says something that's racist. It says something white, meaning they just happen to be white. I'll say something to the fore that people was funny. They was laughing their ass when I said, I know white men richer than you and more powerful than you. And I meant that shit. I worked in the music industry for fucking almost 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So I worked around some of the best. I worked around some of the worst. But when it comes to situations like this, when we're talking about excuse me, when we're talking about Puff, a lot of people are upset. They wanted Puff to get a lot more time. I'm proud to be 50% German and 50% Gypsy. Skin is just a color. I mean, you know, and this is where I'm at with it. I believe some people believe that and they wholeheartedly believe that, but it depends on the background you're from. A lot of people are not from a background of the world like that. Like, I'll give you an example. I know friends that I have that are specifically Dominican and Honduran that don't know nothing else but street shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they don't understand equating shit. They don't understand, you know, they got to have a time period for that to actually, some people just like that. They got to have a time period and they got to have something to happen to them for to snatch them out of it and say, yo, I need to do this now. See what I'm saying? So I mean that's the odds right there, whatever that you in company when you go through shit like that. So I ain't want I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm happy. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm happy with the sentencing. And I'm very privy to people. Let me conclude like this. I'm very privy to people when they've lived in the same type of environment I've lived in and they haven't. And they happen to be the same color. There's certain things that they do to give off to it. Like in my place where I live at, there's a lot of people that live out there from Jersey and New York, and they come around in town sometimes, and it's very easy to point them out for people, especially that never leave Connecticut very much frequently. It's very easy to point them out. They have different mannerisms. They talk different. Me, I'm someone that lived in both New York and but most of my life in Connecticut, so I know the difference drastically, quickly. You know what I mean? And that's not to say everybody come out to Connecticut is bad or everybody come out from Jersey is bad either, because they're not. It's just certain things that, you know what I'm saying, push them out there. So I know that in a broader perspective when I meet people and I have conversations with them, and I can tell the background you come from. And that doesn't mean it's bad. You'd be surprised. You told to some people they're doing bad, and you don't even know their family is attached to this, or their family does this, or their family does that. He's just the one person, or she's just the one person in the family that had a stroke of bad luck. That doesn't mean she doesn't have a support system, or he doesn't have a support system, or he doesn't have family that's distinguished, or graduates, or whatever. Never make that mistake in life. Because you could fuck around and be fucking with a lawyer's little brother. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a real. So you gotta be very careful when you judging people, whatever. So I don't judge people. I just hold it in the court when I'm having that conversation. All right, this is somebody from the Bronx. I got to talk to them like this. This is somebody from Harlem. I got to talk to them like this, and they're not going to understand the, you know what I mean, the depth of what I'm saying. And sometimes it just boils down to that. It really do. It really do. But when we have these conversations, you don't see no color. A lot of times people say that phrase, I don't see no color. But in actuality, you ain't got no choice in America but to see color or gender. You really don't. There's too many things pointing in your face every day for you not to say so. Factory. Know what I mean? Who got me for dinner tonight, man? Anybody got me for dinner? I'm starving right now. Anybody got me for dinner? Of course not, right? Make sure y'all hit up the Cash App. It's pinned down at the bottom. $STRINGERBELL80. I appreciate everybody to make sure I got as few likes as possibly could. I appreciate y'all. Y'all thought y'all was gonna get some free. Nah, fuck all that. I ain't doing free footage no more, dog. We ain't doing no more free footage. You get what I give you. You know what I'm saying? No more free footage. For real. I'm like, damn, niggas can't even drop $20 for a nigga get something to eat. That's serious. And you know the same thing happened when I was at the last arraignment. I ain't getting no financial support. You won't, because of why I'm here. You understand? And that's cool. That's cool, man. I'm cool with that. I ain't about to start bitching about it or nothing. I don't give a fuck. But you can't get niggas to give you $20 to get you something to eat. You already know, son. Fuck that. Quit trying to go the extra length for niggas. Like, there's no reason for you to do that. And that's what I'm starting to learn from my people, because my people had to sit down and have a talk with me. It's like, yo, that's great that sometimes you get 30,000 views, 100,000 views, million views, or whatever, all these views, right? But these views, if these views ain't coming with cash, then it's like it's worthless. And like the thing about it is, the worst thing about it is, it's the monetization right now with fucking YouTube is pathetic. Like they definitely lowered the CPM. I know a lot of you vloggers are seeing that, so it is what it is. But yeah, there's people been here with me for like a couple of months now, see me rocking now, everything like that, and they just support it. So I was like, yo, why the fuck should I go live early and be standing out here putting in all this work when these motherfuckers are not gonna do anything for me? You see? So that's what the conclusion I got to today. So out of the year and some change that I've been covering this case, I felt today, I said the only obligation is to conclude my end of it and give the sentencing. That's it. I've not been supported financially like other vloggers have on here for gossiping and lying on people. Nobody's challenged the vloggers that got up on here and lied and collected thousands from you dumb motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying? And every last one of the vloggers was wrong. You feel me? Like that's the reality of it. Every last one of them motherfuckers y'all put y'all faith into was wrong in the world of niggery. And I want you to make sure that's compounded in your head. Every last one of them motherfuckers was wrong. Who was right? Me. Me, I'm the one that told you this might not turn out the way you think it's gonna turn out. I'm the one that told you I don't think Diddy gonna get sentenced the way y'all think he gonna get sentenced. I was right. Yeah, hell, even Mama Flip, I just finished speaking to her. She was right. You see what I'm saying? So when we come in contention is we have a whole bunch of vloggers that basically siphon money out of people by lying to them and making up stories. And I say, yo, it's some reason, some way or another, some moment or another, motherfuckers got to come under the scope and say, hey, this bitch ass motherfucker did take money from us and provided us nothing. Provided us nothing but lies and porky. You don't believe me? Listen, I told people this the other day. I'm gonna tell you again. Go watch your favorite vloggers that were the most loud, right? This is what I want you to do. Go watch your favorite vloggers that were the most loud. I'm talking about the biggest loud mouths, the biggest, guess what happened with Diddy now, ass motherfuckers, right? I want y'all to go watch their vlogs while the trial was going on, right? And what I want you to do is I want you to add up whether or not the shit that they were saying during the Diddy trial actually came true. And what you're gonna find out very quickly is 80% of them motherfuckers was wrong with connotations like this. It's over for Diddy today. So-and-so came and testified. Kid Cudi just went explosive and the blah, 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 but the blah, 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 the blah, blah, blah. Make sure you hit the like button, ass motherfuckers. They were all wrong. That's the point. Now, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not making up anything. I'm just keeping it a buck. They was all wrong. Is that fair? Is that fair? They was all wrong. So when you have all these vloggers that are wrong and you got all these subscribers and good Christian folks that's always talking about God and their belief systems and the blah, 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 and the fake morality and all that shit that they stick by, but at the same time sit online and lie and gossip, you start asking yourself a motherfucking question. And the question go like this. They want me to, you say they want me to give up, but you ain't putting no money in the Cash App either, bro. See, this is the way this thing works. You can't depend on everybody else to support the channel. You have to do it yourself. If you're the white man speaking up and what you're saying is some real shit, donate to the channel. Because I ain't going to be dedicated. There's so many other things I could be doing. I ain't going to be dedicating my time to doing these trips. Like, I paid for this shit. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't asked nobody for nothing. And instead, what you get is you get a whole broad of people that are here for all the wrong reasons. These people are here, and I'm not trying to insult anyone, but most of these people are here just to get a free ride. Talking about, well, I ain't know if I had to pay to watch you. You go donate to every fucking body else, but the dude that actually worked in the music, that shit's funny as hell. I'm like, damn, that take a special type of retarded. You know what I'm saying? You donated thousands of dollars to niggas that told you the wrong story. That's a special type of retarded. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? So for the continuation of it to keep going where it's like niggas is like, yo, we just gonna protest the channel or the excuse I do to the channel or whatever, that's it. Hell, I can't hit the like button because I'm a ghost follower and such vlogger told me to come over here and follow you and secretly watch you, whatever. I'm just like, yo, I'm good with that shit, bro. Yeah, that shit corny. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta get something right here. And what's happening here is a lot of these subscribers, they're listening to nothing but strictly liars and people that make up shit, bro. And I can't rock with it. You know what I mean? Like, so for many of y'all know I went live, I think it was like the day before yesterday on a different app. I invited a couple of y'all, I gave you the app and then I deleted the post where I gave you the app or whatever, or the link to the app. And the reason I did that because I didn't want everybody to look on there and start following. I honestly and truthfully, if this is the momentum of the people here on my channel as of late, and the CPM is as low as hell as it is, my first option is this. I'm just like, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'll move over to a different app and see if I have better luck there. What I find is the CPM over that other app is definitely higher. That's for one. Two, this app right here particularly is so saturated with fuck people. It's just like, you don't even want to be on here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing on here but a bunch of gossipers and niggas that cheer you on vocally, but they ain't doing nothing as far as donating to you physically and financially. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if Puff got to come back down here for another hit in the court or whatever, I'd definitely be here for that, and I definitely will stream that. But this like talking to motherfuckers, trying to, you know, gain lesson or whatever. Well, it's worthless, man. We live in a world full of fuck niggas. You know what I'm saying? Fuck niggas always go win. So as quick as those 6 people chapped out, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. You're just a. We take this social media shit way too seriously with some people. You know, I see some people down there at that courtroom today acting like 14-year-old kids, and they 30 and 40, and some of them 50 years old. It was niggas down there really trying to act like they was somebody. There was a fuck nigga down there from, you know what I'm saying? And like I seen the nigga, that's why I rolled up on you. Yo, if you see this too, nigga, because I know you follow me, that's why I rolled up on your punk ass. And I'm gonna tell you why I did it. I did it because this guy was the first one on the horn, tapping into YouTube. I'm so upset Diddy got 50 bucks. Why the fuck you worried about it for? You see what I'm saying? So it was like, yo, the energy was just so off of me, Brody. I just had to be like, stop staring at me like that. I don't know you, and I'm not fucking African. I'm not an African. So anyway, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, these African dudes, they be looking at you like, no, bro, I'm not African. I'm American. So anyway, long story short, I say again, man, listen. They gonna be upset. They gonna feel how they want to feel. You gonna hear more about it. I'm gonna go live again later and talk about it a little bit more, whatever. But I'm gonna talk just about this subject right here, and then I'm gonna take a nice little hiatus break for a good 3 or 4 weeks. I can't fuck with this shit. There is no bread in this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? In any capacity. So I'm Gucci, man. You know what I'm saying? So let me sign off from here. Where can I watch the whole Diddy trial? Where can you watch the whole Diddy trial? Where can you watch the whole Diddy trial? Bitch, you could have watched it on my channel, but you go find it yourself, you cunt, bitch. Like, for you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing on here but some fuck niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is a fuck nigga website now. You know what I mean? So it's like, YouTube is going the way of Twitter. It's just fuck nuggets. You know what I'm saying? All these people on here, let me leave y'all with this. If you are black or Latino or you are a vlogger here on YouTube, they want you to fail. They take more fucking satisfaction in seeing you fail than they see you succeed. So what I would do is I wouldn't stay around a whole bunch of people that don't want to see me succeed. I don't care if it's 10,000 of these motherfuckers, 20,000, 30,000. You get the fuck away from that accord of people because it's never going to go anywhere. See, these people, they've been sitting on here, some of these people have been sitting on here for 3-4 years trying to get 5,000 followers. I have 4,000 followers within the first 4 days of me going live. You dig? So my thing is, man, like when y'all sitting around, y'all trying to reach the elk of being the best YouTuber out, just keep one thing in common. Y'all losing y'all motherfucking sanity, y'all losing sleep, y'all losing years of your life and everything for this little silly ass app that don't mean shit. These people don't like you in real person, dog. Is that what you think? You think these people like you in real person? They don't like you in real person. You think this YouTube shit really matters? You think it makes an impact on people's lives? It doesn't. This makes an impact on people's lives that have nothing going on. Meaning, if you put your salvation into these apps, if you don't have no friends, you put your salvation into these apps, if you never had a real system of a circle of friends or a support system. You put your link, you put your voice into these apps and your soul into these apps because of pure simple fact, a lot of y'all ain't got nobody to voice your opinion to how y'all feel. See what I'm saying? So I have to realize the correct purpose of this whole app in the first place is a bunch of miserable motherfuckers. Yeah, it is. So with that said, man, I'm out of here, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the little show. I'm gonna go up here later, chop up this footage with Mama Flip. Shout out to Mama Flip for jumping on my podcast. Let me know everything that was going on in the court today. I really appreciate it. Once again, 50, obviously I said 50. Diddy only sentenced to 50 months. A lot of people are upset about that. I know y'all gonna be hating on me for the next 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. That motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not one of the Gossip Girl channels, so they be getting upset. Anyway, man, listen, I'm out of here. I'm gonna take off, go over here to Brooklyn real quick, get some recording in or whatever. I want to say to all of y'all, thank y'all for not supporting me. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I'm so tired of, I gotta say this real quick. I'm so tired of going into YouTube Studio and removing people I'm one of the few bloggers that does that. I go into my YouTube studio. If I see your name and I don't ever see it attached with nothing, I look at three things. I look at the duration, how long you've been there, if I recognize your name from speaking to me before, whatever. So for many of y'all, that's what I'll probably spend this weekend doing, removing a lot of people, because I have to do this repeat. I'll beat the fuck out of your little ass. I'm trying to tell you guys, man, these little motherfuckers from whatever country they getting out their motherfucking minds, bro. For real, this is different. This ain't like Dominicans or Puerto Ricans. These folks are a little nuts. You know what I mean? They think they actually still in their country. And for some reason or another, they think once they get to America, they morph into white men. That shit is weird. You know what I'm saying? Son said they want you to give up. I don't be giving a fuck about these YouTube motherfuckers, bro. To be honest with you. Like, listen, if you want to take, most of the people that take people on social media seriously, those are people that ain't got no friends in real life. That's really what it be about. Like, a nigga that take, like, I got 30,000 subscribers, but can't get a nigga to give me $20 to get dinner, and you just see a nigga is traveling and all that. Nah, bro. I don't fuck with that. That ain't the people supporting you. That's niggas hoping you fail. Yeah, a whole bunch of people be in the bushes, man. I don't even give a fuck about that. Like, that's what y'all don't understand. I don't give a fuck about this little Mickey Mouse shit that y'all be doing over here. This shit is Mickey Mouse shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not sitting here complaining. I'm just saying, like, it's Mickey Mouse shit. Anyway, yeah, we ain't worry about that shit. I know another way to make this page and utilize this page in a different way. And the one thing I need to stop doing is I need to stop talking about the superstar shit and these rap artists and all that or whatever. What I need to start doing is making this page more about this people patronizing things. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another thing too. People don't buy products. You know, if you buy products off the page, I get a percentage off of that. I'm trying to tell you, effectively, black people hope for the failure of other black people. And Latinos do the same thing. They hope for your failure. And that's sad because they'll sit around and have all these conversations and they'll go respect and support financially fuck motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no more for me. I'm straight. After 6 years of doing this, one thing that I've learned, if you don't talk in the accord of African Americans the way they want you to talk, this communist system, this tribalistic system that they have developed, off the backs, I don't know, whatever, they're not gonna fuck with you. So, you know, I don't be worried about that shit, son. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even my music don't even convey to that audience, so it don't matter. It really don't. And I saw how they did Puff. You know what I'm saying? This nigga's down there at that courtroom that was mad at Puff because he ain't get hit the way they wanted him to. So they go to show you all that shit for the people and all that shit. Man, fuck all that shit. We good. All right, y'all. I ain't spending no more time with y'all because it ain't worth it. And y'all have a good night.